First, you have to introduce us.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, shouldn't the questions you have, should I be asking that?
If we have questions, we'll bring them up after your questions.
Okay.
We'll go into a brief history first as well.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Introduce us.
You good? We're going? All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. First episode of it, maybe. I don't really know. Can't confirm that. But on the right of the ring, we got Goldstray MC. Okay. Also known as Goldman. Also known as Caleb Howell. Also known as Oasis. Also known as what else? There's like
the
four more of them. The Imperial.
Real fan Goldman now.
Real fan Goldman. And on the right, did I say right? But on this side, we got Zane234.
Plus a whole bunch of other numbers because that was not his.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, indeed.
In the flesh.
Yeah. And a lot of drama, a lot of debates, a lot of shit over the years. And all of it boils down to today.
All of it comes
figure
to
all
a
this
head
shit
today.
out, all that tension's been released.
All of it comes to a head.
Okay.
Right
A
now.
lot of sexual tension. Right
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. I didn't know
Okay.
we were having OnlyFans today.
I guess I'll start. I met Caleb Goldman. I met Goldstray originally when I met Logan. Now, back in 2019, right? I went on to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I went to Skyblock on my Xbox. I just started my Minecraft realm for the first time. It was, I believe, it was for Christmas or something. And I met this guy named Zombie something, like XX Zombie XX. And him and I kicked it off pretty well. I invited him to the server, and he started building a pretty big place. Through that I met this guy named Captain Mech. Captain Mech's important because through Captain Mech, I was able to meet Logan. I hung out with Logan online for a while. COVID was just starting, and him and we'd play Minecraft a lot. We both wanted to be YouTubers when we grew up. I was about 11 at the time. It was 2020, early 2020. And meanwhile, he watched a lot of Minecraft YouTube videos, and he found a video by Goldstray about Faceless Steve, and I'll turn the table over to him to explain that.
Okay. All right. So I started YouTube when I was 13. I didn't get my first phone until I was 13. On my 13th birthday, actually, my mother and my grandmother got me a phone. After that, I decided I wanted to do like Minecraft videos and stuff because I had always grown up watching YouTube and just watching all kinds of like Minecraft crap. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just see it and I'm just gonna see what happens. So I started doing stuff on like the phone. I started with this really sketchy like rip-off Minecraft app because I didn't have Minecraft on my phone yet. So when I started, it was some stupid like black market Minecraft thing that every 5 seconds you would have like an ad pop up, and it was really, really cursed. The videos are still up on my channel somewhere, but after that, I kind of started trying to get into the videos that a lot of the bigger Minecraft content creators were doing. So all of like the cursed seeds and stuff, like the clickbait stuff like that. So the things that would always get the views, like the titles and the thumbnails that would always draw in all that attention, but then nothing happened because that's always how it is. Or it's always with mods, but I didn't have the resources to have any mods, especially on a phone, so it was really just nothing. So the Faceless Steve was one of those things where the Faceless Steve seed trend was popular. There were a whole bunch of people doing it, a whole bunch of people that I was watching. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And actually did pretty well as far as views. Has like a couple thousand. I think it's one of my most viewed. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's either the Faceless Steve seed or the Green Steve seed videos are my two most watched, which are the two clickbait videos that I did. Because after those I kind of just never really like did it again. But they did pretty well. One of those two, I don't remember which one, but either the Faceless Steve or the Green Steve video, the audio corrupted, so it has no actual like footage or no like mic, which was weird because I had recorded the mic with it, and I guess just editing broke it. But that's a little backstory and a little like behind the scenes that I don't think I really ever told anybody because I didn't realize that until like a couple years ago. It was maybe like a year or so after I posted the video that I watched it back and realized that the whole thing was corrupted. I was like, oh, all right. But there's a story about the start of the foundation of how I became your Lord and Savior Goldman. That's how the Goldman
Yeah,
channel
interesting.
really
Ain't that
started.
Now, how did you meet Logan?
How did I meet Logan? Oh boy. I want to say it might have been on a server. It very well could have been on some sort of server. I don't remember entirely how, but it was through Minecraft somehow. We started playing. I think then he had given me his, I guess like his Discord or like some sort of contact, and then I had invited him to my first realm because I at the time was using my grandmother's debit card to fund the realm.
I was using my dad's to fund the realm.
I was using my grandmother's debit card to fund my
All
server.
in the name of funding the realm.
Yeah,
Because
no.
that was the question for the first
That-
3 years.
That is how it was funded. Seasons 1 through 3 was my grandmother's debit card,
I know.
and it was so he was there for he was there for seasons 1 to I think 3 was when I think 3 was when he stopped, or like at like the middle of 3 and like beyond that. I believe. I could be mistaken. I don't have to go back and go look at all my footage, but somewhere around then, I would say at the most he wouldn't have been past season 4.
He was in season 6.
Really was?
I do. He was there.
Okay, so then maybe.
But that was on.
Okay, no,
Minecraft.
because there was a point in time where I wasn't on your realm yet because I had switched to someone else's realm.
Yes.
Because my
It was
realm
Julian.
subscription, yes, because mine got canceled, and then I switched servers with other people, so Logan wasn't on that one. So seasons 4 and 5 were on someone else's, and then he was back in 6 when I came back to yours, or when I first came to yours.
Anyways, around that time,
I met when I met Caleb,
I had my realm going, right? It was all in the same world. And we had all sorts of people on it. It was mainly at the time me and my cousin who liked to play on it the most. And me, my cousin, and that zombie guy and this other guy named Jeremy. Around this time, this is a plot point that will be brought up later in the story. I also was involved. I really didn't like anime at the time. I hated anime. I was notorious for hating anime. Of course, that's really ironic to say now. I have an Evangelion poster hanging on my wall. But
That's how it
And
started,
it's,
bro.
I know.
it gets ironic for me because I have a pair of anime pants in my
Yeah.
suitcase.
I'm just saying, usually people go from hating shit to
Love
it comes from a deeper
yeah, it
sense
does.
of really liking it.
I
And you're like,
know.
oh shit, I don't want to admit that. You know?
yeah. Anyways, so I joined all of these groups on Discord servers that didn't like anime, right? It was the anti-anime movement. Well, from my experience, when you have a movement that is based against something, that is a whole field of toxicity. So through this movement, I started in 2019, actually, before I even went on Minecraft, and I met this guy named Sertix, who was like the head of the whole like movement, because it was all in one server. I forgot the name of the server. This was 7 years ago now. There was Sertix, and then there was this border guard guy who I talked to. You might remember the border guard guy because he came back.
Do
He
you
came
remember his
back under
name?
Jack. I don't remember back. I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
Anyway, so what ended up happening was that got nuked by this guy named Opti, and anyways, Opti nuked the server, and I nuked a server actually in 2019, and I was so fucking excited about it. But then I don't remember what ended up happening, but my parents ended up finding out, and I got banned from Discord. My father was terribly upset with me. So less than 6 months later, I got back on Discord and I started getting involved in these movements again. When I got involved in these movements, that's where I found UNOAA because they were just started. UNOAA, and then it was TADE.
Yes.
Or no, not TAD. That came later. It was
What's TADE?
that
the
Anti-Degenerate Empire or something.
Yeah.
I think
the
I had
Anti-Degenerates Empire.
I had a
That I believe still exists. Actually, funny enough, that still exists.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's kind of in shambles, but it still exists.
We'll get to that later.
All right, so we got
a special
over here.
guest. We got
Hey,
a special guest.
has
Hey,
arrived.
come on, come take a seat. Come
Come
take a seat.
Take a seat.
Take a seat.
I don't know.
Take a seat somewhere. You can join the.
Pick a lap. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so
What do you know?
what do you know?
Something to say?
All right,
Nothing
get
to
the
say.
fuck off.
What's
You
a
just
squared
come to
plus b
observe.
squared?
What?
What's a squared plus b squared?
Plus C squared. Equals D squared. D squared?
Yes, I know. I guess.
What?
The camera's done for. Something's happened.
No shit.
All right.
Oh, that's.
Well, that was a good.
I'll pause the recording.
That was a good moment to
Wait,
pause.
let's see.
What are you guys talking about?
Some Goldman and I met, and all of our past.
The
The
very
whole thing.
the
We still have,
very
like, good battery too.
interesting past
Very interesting.
that
All right.
we have.
Huh? I just turned it off and turned it back on.
Hold on.
So
Oh,
Okay, where were we?
well, I wanted to bring up a debate question.
We still need to go over the whole history.
Oh, we're
before-
just catching
before
up.
we
Alright,
start the question.
alright,
We need
alright.
to catch up.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are. Okay. So, anyways, I got involved in this Are we going? I got involved in this anti-anime movement, and there was UNOAA right after the collapse of the server, and then there was the anti-server police department and the GDR.
oh my
That's
god!
what I was trying to
hated
think.
GDR.
What's the
I
GDR?
love it
For
was.
people who don't know.
I don't. Now it's.
I don't remember what it stood for.
It stood for something, but it wasn't
no.
Deutsche Demokratische Republik. It wasn't the. I think they were trying to LARP is East Germany.
Dick
I don't
Yeah.
know.
rape.
Anyways, that was run by a guy named Grug.
Yes,
UNOA
I knew about.
I knew Grug. UNOA was led by
Aura.
UNO.
Aura.
Yo, I had a sign for that in my room at one point.
Yeah.
UNOAA.
Yeah.
A long time ago. My
And-
mom made me take it down.
Anyways, so through a lot of these branches, around the time I met Caleb, I was in one called the Raiders. It was called the Raiders or the Gang or the Penguins.
Yes.
And the Penguins was led by this Filipino girl, or not Filipino, Indonesian girl named Skipper.
Skipper.
The two people in that server.
Skipper.
It was funny because I didn't know Skipper was a girl
Philosophy.
until like a couple years
Later,
like after.
Child
Yeah.
support.
I knew she was a girl at the time.
Yeah, I didn't know
Um,
Skipper was a woman.
The two people in that server, there was a Filipino man named Tricorn72.
Oh my god, Jirai.
And there was a certain Virginian man who has a lot of influence on this story named Vanguard.
Vanguard is a
Vanguard.
very important name in this
So,
story.
anyways, back to Caleb and I. Season 6. We'll
Yes.
start there. Caleb, we met Caleb, and he learns about the server. He learns about the realm. And he starts filming on it one day. I'm going to let you tell your point of view on the
Oh,
events that
jeez.
transpired in Season 6.
Well, to help us a little bit more, let's go to my YouTube channel. Let's pull up all my old footage. So season 6 was my first season.
What season
on,
is this?
on his realm?
That is season 6.
that.
This
But
is season
but that's
6?
not from my point of view.
What
No,
was
that's season 7. That is your point of
Oh.
view. That's
Really?
later.
That is our point
Yeah,
of view?
because you had the mobs
No,
and recording
that's-
software.
That's you. That's you.
That's got to
Oh,
be
that's
you.
right. It is me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
Anyways.
all right. So, let me look at all my playlists. Let's look at my season 6. So, season 6, I started.
I think on Julian's realm, right?
Yeah, started on Julian's, but then I switched over to yours
Yeah.
because I wasn't really on.
Who's Julian?
Julius
very-
Julius Julian, yes.
Julius
Yeah.
Julian. He was a Dutch guy. I
Was
tried
he
to
an
contact
asshole?
him. He was an
Yeah.
asshole, but
Yeah.
I tried
Julius
to contact
Julian.
him, but he wouldn't respond. So
So, I started playing season 6 on your realm after I switched off of Julian's. And I was a bit further back because I didn't really have any gear because you guys had already started. I had just joined. So I was off trying to figure out what I was doing. So I set out on a little trip to find somewhere to build. And I finally settled on I think I based in like a ravine or something.
yes, you did
I-
the ravine base.
And I
remember it
had
well.
this big cobblestone thing
Wait a
just
second.
like around the edges of it.
That turned into the castle, right?
No,
No,
No.
the castle comes later.
no.
But the
This-
castle has a ravine.
We'll get into Vandian
This-
history later.
This was Montauk. Because my base in
Montauk.
season
This was
6
Montauk.
was called Montauk.
It was called Montauk.
It was called, yeah. So Montauk was it started with my ravine base. It eventually grew because who did I get? I got
Anthony.
Anthony in
I
there.
met Anthony before I met Nick.
Yes. I had Anthony in there. I had Jade in it.
Jade. Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Jade plays a pretty important role.
I
in this,
had
too.
Jade
He was
in
there.
Montauk.
He was there.
He was there, and I had like a couple of other people. I don't remember who, but I had a sprawling little civilization of like a little bit of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't crazy, but I had like a small population.
Yeah.
So there was that. So we were chilling. We were just building our little town and our like empire, I guess, and our state. And then things started to get a little crazy. Because then was that the season where the communist thing happened? Or was that 7?
Yeah, it started in 6.
Okay.
It bled
It-
over into 7, but that's where there was.
Okay, so there was a big wave of just communist.
Yeah,
Of people designed a communist banner and started putting it everywhere.
What people?
Who is it? Paradox?
So I'll let you. Yes, it was Paradox Sponge.
I knew that he did that, but in and then there was also the point where you put the realm link public,
That's what happened.
and
That's
then
what
you
that's.
you put the realm link
It was
public,
like
Oh
it was
my
like
gosh.
Half-Life, bro.
And
it was
then-
like
and
Like an
everything
RP
fell
server?
apart.
You mean-
so.
he put the realm link public. I think he like streamed it, and he like live streamed the link.
It was
Well,
worse.
who would care to go on that?
Okay.
Oh,
so,
you would be surprised.
Oh, so
As soon as he did, I kid you not, within the next couple of days, the whole
hours. It was hours.
Hours. The server
couldn't-
was
You had to
destroyed.
refresh it, right?
You couldn't
You
get
had to do a
in.
rollback.
The
you
server
couldn't
was
get in.
destroyed. I was inside of my base when my base got attacked.
Yeah.
I was inside of my ravine base when the base got blown up.
It was.
It got
You got
decimated.
blown up with it.
Oh, so
I
there's a video of it somewhere.
I hid. I went underground because underneath. So I had tunnels underneath because I lived in like the ravine. So I had like
Yeah.
tunnels and stuff under there. So the guy, I don't remember like who it was, but just some dude just decimated my whole base. and
It was so
I went down into the bottom of my base and started trying to hide like in the tunnels. I believe I got away because he left because he couldn't find me. But after that, the whole place, like, just Montauk was done for. It was
I
in
remember.
shambles.
It was so bad. So what ended up happening there?
Was the Zane Day incident of 2020. On Zane Day, June 6th, 2020, my 12th birthday, I was like, man,
How do we get more people in my Minecraft server? And I realized there's the World Wide Web. Why don't I just put my realm link on Reddit? I go find a subreddit. Oh, r/Minecraft Bedrock servers to join, and I plop that fucker in there. And okay, it didn't take hours for it to start getting destroyed, but it took hours for more than like 20 people to flood the server. You couldn't get in. I remember Caleb was complaining because he couldn't get in to record his Minecraft video.
Mhm.
I couldn't get in. I had to, and when I did get in finally, it was like a civilization. Everything was sprawling. It was thriving.
Yeah.
And
Until
it was
wasn't.
2 days later, the fall of fucking Rome happened. It was so bad.
It was a disaster.
I remember there's a video because it was Dr. Cyclops, and then the communists came.
Oh,
under-
Dr. Cy,
Yeah,
yes.
It was the communists. They were all right. The communists, they just
Mhm.
kind of, they built infrastructure. They were okay. But Dr. Cyclops came and pretty much nuked your server.
Yeah.
And
I wonder,
Our place got
do I
nuked,
have...
You recorded it?
yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll find the footage later and we'll put it in the video.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't, I think this is well, actually, I don't
Yeah.
even think I have what actually happened to the base.
I have the recording
Or
somewhere.
maybe, wait, or do I? Hold on. I wonder...
Anyways, so then after that, the damage control that I administered as the administrator of the server was I took the link off of the
Mhm.
server and I started banning people who I thought I had reasonable suspicion to. Dr. Cyclops, a couple other people.
Switch the camera too.
Did it die?
Temporarily.
Yeah, I'll go to man cam now.
Okay.
Let me fix this. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyways, so it ended up dying. Or not dying. It ended up having a fuck. Brain fart, right? So it ended up having a problem.
It's good now.
Okay. I know I lost my train of thought for a minute. So I started banning people who I had reasonable suspicion to ban in the server, but I did not ban Paradox Sponge.
Okay.
I did not ban Paradox Sponge, right? So,
I've been penetrated on live television.
Oh my gosh. All right, are we fixed? Okay. Okay.
That's the name
Oh,
of the.
dear.
That's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode.
Okay.
I got penetrated.
So,
on
anyways,
television.
my next course of action was this server is done. This server's fried. It's destroyed.
Mhm.
I abandoned Tars Tarkus. That was the name of our town that we had. I abandoned Tars Tarkus and I moved on and I created a new world and we all played on it.
Yes.
That world that was like when Adam and Eve it was late June 2020, 6 years ago. When I created that world, it came loaded up with it was a beautiful seed and it was just naturally generated. Everybody, and this is the beginning of season 7.
Yes.
Everybody started putting all of their stuff on everybody started putting all their stuff on this island that we loaded into. There was no name for the town that we built.
Is this old?
Probably.
I don't know.
You know some?
No, I'm good. I'm talking. There was no name for the. When a rabbi speaks, you shut up and you listen. So we started this new world, right? It was
season 7, and everybody started on this island. And I remember it was you, me, it was a big thing.
Yeah. Because
John was there. Do you remember John?
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
there's
That's
some of the
Valhalla.
footage actually.
Oh, who's that?
Yeah, that's
My-
Anthony.
My first base was it was like a mountain like hobbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing.
We got to start there. This place has more story. The story of this place is going to take up. This world is going to take up quite a bit of
How
time.
many different skins did this facility have? Like your castle.
Oh my
Had to be 3.
3, yeah.
Over all the
It went
years.
through 3 different phases.
Yeah. Anyways, before actually I get back into season 7, I just remembered something. Around this time, back on the Discord front, I introduced Logan and I introduced Caleb to UNOAA. Logan left. That's also around the time I met Nick, by the way. So, I let Caleb into the United Nations of anti-anime, and he kind of flourished there.
I did. Shock.
Pretty good.
Shockingly.
You got along with everybody. I don't know how you did. I really wish I didn't. I didn't. I really wish I didn't at the time, but nowadays I'm happy I did, I guess. So, anyways, Goldstray was now involved with my anti-anime politicking, and that's important for later. Then, anyways, back to the server. Season 7 starts. We start on this island. Caleb, you go and talk about
All right.
the
So-
first bit of season 7 up to how we got rid of the communists.
All right. So I started with my little like hobbit hole base because Anthony built relatively close to where I was. He had his little house because we all kind of stayed at spawn. At least most of us did. And I didn't get my whole base done. It was partially done. It was as done as I was gonna get it to be. And one day I get on and the communist banners are back. The communist banners are all over my base. Like my base was like destroyed. The inside of the mountain that I had built in was decimated. And the banners were everywhere. They were all over the outside, all over the inside. Like my ladders and everything were all like ruined. Everything that I had built was gone. All of my items were mostly gone. So I decided that I had to abandon base and go somewhere else. So that's how we started venturing off to who was it? It was Karma. It was right, Karma.
Okay, do you want me to talk? Okay, I'll take the floor now.
Okay.
So while that was happening for Goldstray, the communists, led by Paradox Sponge, they were building their empire. Karma, who was a Canadian, and his sister Black Treesicle teamed up with my cousin Jade and Connor. Connor's very important for later for another reason. They teamed up and they went up to, and they started making this place in a mountain, and they called it Valhalla. That you saw a lot of footage for Valhalla, and like it's what's playing right now on the back. That was the base as we found it from Karma. Anyways, so the mass exodus happened for Caleb and I, and we ended up leaving the island. I thoroughly cleansed up the communist mess. I banned Paradox Sponge, but then he fucking griefed the place before he left. Remember, because Spawn was a wasteland.
Oh yeah, I know. Spawn was
a year of that
disaster.
server's existence.
Spawn
It was lava.
disaster.
There was lava casts everywhere, and me and Floppy came about this time. too.
Yeah,
Floppy.
Floppy really came about.
We all all of us. It was like the Motley Crew. You, me, John, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
We ventured out and we found Valhalla. You found it first, and we didn't say it at the time. No matter what, we were going to get that base.
Yeah.
We saw that and we're like, we fucking want that thing.
Yeah.
We want that thing. Just
Yeah.
we're gonna take that no matter what.
This thing? Oh,
Uh,
the other base.
yeah, the base that was there before.
The Van Buren. Wait, should we wait? Should we play this?
Jarvis, pause the television and
Jarvis,
rewind
play
it.
the national anthem. Actually,
G, you're in charge of the TV.
What?
Jeeves?
Jeeves,
Jeeves?
go back to our previous video.
Jeeves, rewind.
Okay, you're good. Just rewind that and keep rewinding that until we tell you not to. Anyways, so Caleb and I go to Valhalla and we find this castle. We're like, we want it. Now we knew something suspicious was happening because it was pretty developed.
Yeah.
So we went and we did we broke, I think, which amendment's the search and seizure one?
The what?
Which amendment's the search and seizure one?
Fourth, maybe?
The fourth. So we broke an amendment and we stormed in there and we fucking searched the whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found an item duper. That was a perfect excuse. So, anyways, we go there to go. We ban Carmen. We go there to take it. Connor has a last stand. Connor fought tooth and nail for that fucking place.
I know.
And he fought for that fucking place and he won. Or he didn't win. They left and him and Jade.
Yeah, he lost.
I'll mention this real quick because it'll be important for a little bit later. Jade and Connor ventured up north of Valhalla, northeast west a little bit, and they find two villages right next to each other. And in those villages, they decide to they make a little town in these two villages, and they build a wall around it. This will be very important for later. Anyways, so back to Caleb and I. We take this place, we conquer it, and we start building places. We still were finding secret rooms in it up until
we didn't fully excavate the whole thing and find every part of it until maybe a good 6 months after we had gotten it. Like we were still finding tunnels and all kinds of stuff like underground and like behind it and
until I switched that world over to Java.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure that I haven't found everything.
Yep. Yeah.
I know there's everything in the overworld in that area, but I know there's
probably
somewhere
more stuff
in that old nether that's hidden. So
definitely. There's definitely like a lot more that is there.
That we will never find. Anyways, so Treesicle helps us a little bit, and for most of season 7, I'll go back to you. So you can talk about
so I took over Valhalla, and it was arguably in all my time of playing the game, Valhalla was my greatest base. It was just the greatest thing that I had ever had to deal with. I ended up reconstructing it when the Nether update came out, so 1.16 rolled around, and I rebuilt the entirety of it. So in that footage, it is all cobblestone, stone brick, mossy cobblestone, everything. I tore the whole place apart, and I rebuilt it with basalt, warped wood, and blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just reconstructed everything. It was me, Board Swing, aka John, and I think who was it?
Anthony helped out a little bit.
Anthony, I think
kind of Treesicle helped.
M Kitten was on there briefly.
Who the hell's that?
M Kitten.
Oh shit, I forgot about
She was there briefly, very very briefly, but it was me, her, and John were there. And John did the stone brick walls around the whole thing. And he did the river, like the whole like landscape from like the side of the mountain that goes into the river. Like he like redid all of that terrain. I did the main structure. I put 2 identical towers on each side of the little like entrance gate, and that those
Oh,
two
the
towers
towers.
pissed me off. Those two pissed me off because
when you
I
came,
kept building them wrong.
I think that was after season 7 when you built those towers. You came back to them.
I can't. So
Because Vanguard was there fucking with you.
It didn't have the towers at first. It gained the towers at some point, but it didn't happen until after. So
Yeah.
the first time we had season 7, I had rebuilt it and put in all those new blocks and changed all the textures and everything, and Valhalla became one of the most ideal places to go to in the whole server. It was probably one of the biggest structures in the server as well. Definitely one of the places that got the most like activity.
Oh yeah.
People always just going just back and forth.
It was
there.
Jerusalem.
Yeah. Like they always say that all roads lead to Rome. In that Rome, all roads led there.
Oh yeah.
All roads led to Valhalla.
So I'll take over now because a couple other good things happened. We started. We went back and the Spawn Floppy was here too, actually, and we went and we cleaned up Spawn. We got rid of all the lava casts. If you remember, do you remember that?
What, the lava casts?
Yeah, we went back one day and we cleaned up all of Spawn.
Yes.
And that was that day I really remember because when Van Buren came around, I spent a lot of fucking time at Spawn, and I guess that's why I remember that because that was really helpful. Anyway, so around this time back on the Discord front, I met this guy. I started a server called Operation Doug. There was a massive furry server that I wanted to see explode, and so I named it Operation Doug after my cousin's dad. But I really tried to frame it after being named after somebody else because Jade didn't want to be involved in it. Anyways, so through Operation Doug, I got him involved, I got Skipper involved, I got Vanguard involved. I got everybody I knew involved in this server, and it grew to about 40 people, and that was huge for me at the time.
Yeah.
And I was pretty proud. I wanted to turn it into its own server. One of my highest ranking individuals turned out to be a furry themselves, and that was frightening. And I replaced him with somebody named Bruh Sound Effect 32.
Oh, not Bruh Sound.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god.
So, Bruh Sound Effect 32. Bruh Sound was quite the character. One of his favorite activities was to just fucking relentlessly fucking bully people. And I mean, I did too. I was ruthless as a fucking kid. I was ruthless. I never wanted to go after the Goldman though, because Goldstray was always a pretty cool place, and I had in my mind, right, the reason I did the things I did when I was a kid was I wanted there to be. I always thought that it was worth it for a greater reason. I've carried this mindset into all my future endeavors, relationships, whatever. I've always done little micromanaged things in order to get a bigger purpose. For some reason, I thought if I helped Caleb get big, maybe if he gets big, I get big. If I help somebody get big, if they get big, I get big. If I get more popularity, I get big. In reality, I would have turned into a lol cap. But anyways, what ended up happening was, so I was always in really good relations with Caleb. I started tweaking because I was micromanaging so many things in my life. That realm, it was the middle of lockdown. I was managing that server. I was managing all that Discord shit, and I just started going over the top. And so I let this Brushand guy into the server, and he started fucking terrorizing it. He terrorized you.
Yep. Every single second.
And we threw him in jail.
in
In the Fort Hall jail. We built the jail. And that's still there too. It was almost fucking eaten by the temple. The guy behind the camera smiles. It was almost eaten by the temple, but it wasn't. So it's still there. But we threw him in the jail, then he was released, and I don't know what ended up happening. I still don't know why you decided this. I guess you just got bored, but you just got bored of playing on that world.
Yeah, I don't know like what happened.
I don't really remember why we stopped playing on that world. because
I don't remember either.
I remember when we went to the other world, all shit broke loose.
Yeah,
But-
because so after season 7, so the season after that, the season after that was my last on your realm,
Yes.
because we had actually hold on, I want to get my facts straight because I want to make sure that I'm right about this. This was season no that's
This
not
would
it.
have been early August 2020.
Yes, season 8. So season 8. Um season 8 was me this okay. This is where Floppy came in. Floppy wasn't in season 7. Floppy came in season 8. Floppy came in season 8 because it was me, him, and John all basing together.
Away from Anthony.
Yeah. We based at the 5,000 coordinates. That was our base.
Yes. And I think I was part of the reason why I did what I did there was I was bored one day and I was mad at you. And I think I was mad that you left that server.
And
Or that-
then
And so what ended up happening, I don't really remember that well. I just remember having a fuck ton of fun doing it. Me and Jade fucking had something to do with it too. Me, Jade, and
board swing.
Board Swing with me?
Board swing definitely was.
Oh yeah, because
because he attacked my base.
Yes, it was Board Swing who helped us because Board Swing found out fucking Goldman was a Trump supporter of all things
Yes.
and got angry.
No, that was John who figured that out, and then he got pissed at me.
Well, yeah, Board Swing was John.
Oh, no, okay. Never mind. I don't think I'm the wrong person.
Who do you think?
I don't know why
Because Brussound was with us.
I confused Brussound and Board Swing at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brussound was like edging me to fucking attack you because it would be really funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny looking back.
Brussound attacked.
Oh yeah, he attacked. It was fucking ruthless. He wrote "Big Gold Gay" above your tower. It was
I remember
such an
that.
asshole thing to do. I'm so sorry, bro.
Yeah, it is
that
what it
was
is.
a
It was pretty funny.
It was looking back. It was a year later. It was a fun. It's been funny for 5 years.
It was really it was really funny.
So, anyways, Goldman and I didn't talk for a few days. I don't know where Nick was during all this.
I don't know what happened.
I was just been around.
Yeah, he was
I
just.
don't
He's
think I
just
was
kinda
ever
been
involved
here.
in one
You
thing.
know. Gia, rewind the video or go back to the previous one, please. Thank you.
Jeeves.
Thank you.
Jeeves.
Yeah, Jeeves.
Jeeves rewind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go down.
what the?
Go down. Go down. Go down. That one. Up.
There you go.
Yep. I guess whatever one you want to above. Yeah, it works.
That works.
Anyways, so we didn't talk for a few days, Goldman and I, because well, I just did an asshole thing. I remember I took a break from everything for a while,
Yeah.
and I loaded back up into the server about a week later because I let Brussound have operator.
Yep.
Your entire area for within 1,000 block radius was just gone. It was just a void. He just turned the whole thing into a void. It was so bad. It was so bad but so funny. Now I don't really remember what else happened around that era, but I do remember this. I know I can read you now, and I can tell you were pissed off about that. And so you came back and you did a real shitty on me that I definitely deserved. Operation Doug, I kind of gave up on the whole anti-anime. I was burned out. It was about September at this point. I was burned out, starting school again. I just went camping with Cash Warner. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to take a break from everything for a while and take a break from Discord and all that shit. So I said, okay, guys, I'm fucking done here. I'm going to leave. And I told somebody, or I think I commented on Caleb's video, replying to somebody. Those anti-anime guys were kind of assholes, not going to lie. Like, they just hate things. And They just hate things, and I don't know why, but for the first week I was out of that thing, I was stress free. I felt awesome.
Yep.
Anyways, so all those guys come back to start trying to rape me, and I was like, "What the hell? What happened?" And then they show me the screenshot of the comment. I was like, "Well, Goldman couldn't have taken that. They must be watching his videos. Caleb didn't side with them." And then I see the heart. Oh shit! Goldman stabbed me in the ass. Goldman stabbed me in the ass. And now all these Eastern Europeans and Indonesians and third worlders are angry at me. God damn it. So anyways, around this time, I will get back to that in a minute. Vanguard, or third wheel, the third guy.
Yep.
He tells everybody in the server he tells everybody in the Penguin server he's in, he jacks off to country humans, which is a very strange thing to get off to, by the way. And they fucking oust him for that. I didn't
Country human.
Yeah, don't even look it up, bro. So they oust him for that.
She just grab her phone. Oh no.
They oust him for that. I defended him because I didn't believe it. It was definitely true. Anyways, so they ousted him, and me and Tricorn defended him. But he wanted to wage a big guerrilla war against these people, and so anyways, but Vanguard agrees. Oh yeah, and then there's this other guy who we met through this furry server Vanguard and I were in at the time, and we all agreed. Okay, we're gonna get back, and we're gonna fucking. Because UNOA, around this time right before I left, I got really high on UNOAA.
Yeah, you
got the
UN.
I got the
position.
UN role.
Yeah.
I was like one of the top guys.
Yes.
But, another thing is Aura was like also fucking tired of the bullshit.
Oro just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared after that, and they kind of tried to out him too.
Yeah, because there was the, oh my god, what was like the hashtag out or something like that.
Something like that.
Because then like everyone changed their server nicknames to that.
I know. And like people like fucking Zach, the Zacher guy, anger retarded shit, and I talked to him still.
Really?
I got in contact with him, and he's actually a really chill dude. He lives around here too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, bro, I think this was meant to be satire, this server. Because I think that was his point, but it got too serious.
Right.
So they just kind of checked out of it. Anyways, so because those guys it was around this time too, when I just left. Oh fuck, I forgot a big major detail. Right before I left. TADE. Because TADE was founded between me, Aziz.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Aziz, Skipper, PPL,
People.
PPI.
and
Was it Cobra?
Cobra was there. Keegan. Yeah, Cobra. He was there too. Keegan came and Aziz came. I met them in I met Aziz in the raid server, and I met Keegan, I think, in UNOAA. Or no, and Grug was there too. And I always wanted to be a diplomat. I was like, why are we guys all so divided over things? Because I still don't know really why they were.
I don't know. It was
anyways,
always a power dispute.
I was able to get, because at that point it was pretty much PPI and Grug were the two leaders of the two, because PPI kind of took over UNOAA, and also VR, and then Grug. I got them to all come together, and we made TADE, and it was me, Skipper, and Aziz who orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah,
and it worked pretty fucking well, and it was a great server. But I guess it was I left because I felt accomplished after that.
right.
And so, anyways, right as I leave, when I'm gone, and they got mad at me, in the time I left,
you started gaining popularity there.
Yes, I did.
And at the time, a very important guy came in, and his name was Crow. And I think around this time also Jack did too, right? Or did he come later?
No, they were around the same time. I think they were both already there because Crow had his server. Crow had oh, it was some really freaking long name. Oh my god, Union of.
Because the Crow era didn't really take off
You-
until 21.
Yeah, no, it was like it was Union of something anti. Oh my god, I don't remember. It ended up turning into Union of Anti Degenerates.
Yes.
I believe. It was something before that. Yeah. I forget what the whole abbreviation was. It was like 6 letters.
I never heard Crow's name. I never met Crow. I never heard his name until after I already left.
Yeah, Crow. You were gone before Crow really started.
Came back.
So I will go into the story of how Crow came to be.
Yes.
Crow had his little empire. So there were the big 3 servers at the time. It was realistically UNOAA, TADE, and then Crow server, whatever it was.
Yes.
Those were the 3 bigger ones. And then mine was slowly growing. I would have probably classified it as like the 4th biggest because I was growing.
Yes.
Because I had mine. ADIR was mine. And Crow started gaining power. He started gaining popularity because he was able to just like unify people. Like, he brought people together, and he was good. I mean, I will be the first one to say that Crow was smart. Crow knew what he was doing. So he kept to himself at the start, and he was in his own server. TADE started having power disputes frequently. There was always a lot of infighting between the leaders because there was never really a sole leader. It was the power distributed among multiple people.
Yes.
And
one of them.
there were a couple. There, PPI I think was one. Cobra was one. I think Jack might have been one.
No.
I feel like no. Jack was in power at some point.
Probably. I know.
It
way
was-
later
was-
on.
It would no. It was before Crow was there. I'm pretty sure it was well before Crow was there, because Crow. So TAD had a whole fight about like leadership.
Yes.
And there was some sort of like an election and like a transition of power. Crow was running for that. Crow won. So Crow gained TADE. So he gained ownership, he gained everything. That was the start of the Union. That's how the Union formed.
Yes.
Was the unification of TADE and UAD.
I think this all happened while I was gone, right?
Yes, yeah, you were long gone.
Because this was all really fast.
This was under my whole like Imperial era,
Yeah.
because I had transitioned into like the Imperial era,
Yes.
because I had Anti-Degenerates Imperialist Republic
Yes.
was mine. My Crow was somewhat in power in mine, and I gave up my leadership to him to form the Union.
Yes.
So the unification of UAD, TADE, and ADIR formed the Union. And after that, he started like rebranding all of the stuff. This was after my. This was well after my couple of wars, because ADIR had a couple of wars with some of these other people.
Yeah. We having camera problems again? Oh, okay.
So Crow was fighting with people from like ASPD and like GDR and stuff, because they and then UKK was another big one. UKK and RKK, but I don't think RKK existed yet. But UKK was another big one that was like anti-union. So the union, the problem with the union was that it looked good on paper, but when it was a thing, it didn't really work as well as it should have.
No.
Or could have. The problem that at least I had seen was that when Crow took over these servers, he redid them almost too perfectly. Because every single server was identical. Like the same exact layout, the same exact like design, the same roles, same permissions, everything. So it was like he copied and pasted the servers about 5 or 6 times.
Yep.
Because after the big 3 that got taken over and turned into the Union, he went after the smaller ones. He went after the Sultanate. He went after a couple of other smaller ones, which he gained. He gained those. And with the more servers he got, the more the Union started to die.
Yeah.
Even if it was slowly. I forget who the first. So Crow became the Führer.
The fear.
As he called himself, as like his role was that. I don't remember who the first Vice Führer was, but someone was Vice Führer. They resigned. Whoever it was. I forget who it was. So an election was held between PPI, Scarl, and me. Because I ran for that.
Yeah.
Scarl dropped out of the race and told the people who voted for him to vote for me. So I beat PPI. Now, if the election had gone on for a bit longer, I probably would have lost. But at the time of the end of the election, I had won. So I had become the Vice Führer of like the whole union. So it was me and Crow.
Yeah.
And I had noticed the issues. I had even mentioned that maybe all the servers shouldn't be exactly the same. He didn't really care too much about it, so I was like, alright. And I mean, after so long, just things started to go to crap. The union started to really get targeted and started to like fall apart and started to just die.
And then I showed up back, and
Yeah,
I came back, and I
you showed up, and I don't think you realized how far into it I had gone.
Yeah, I knew you gotten far into it, and I was like, I need to fucking stop this. Why did I do?
It was kind of truly entertaining because I was your greatest creation.
I was your greatest creation at the time. My greatest creation still lies in Shitopian, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I know. Well,
We're discussing that too. I guess that's part of it.
So just all of so I was in power for maybe 6 months, maybe between 6 and 8
now
months.
we're in early 21.
Yeah,
that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, so I was in power for about 6 to 8 months, and then I had left because things started to get crazy, and then I left.
Yes.
So I was gone for a good while. Actually, I was gone for like months.
Yeah.
That was the end of Imperial Goldman. That was the fall of my whole like Imperial.
What I remember from where I was at from the time when we split up to when we started talking again. I think Nick thinks this has gone on for way too long. We're not even past 21 yet, bro.
I'm just taking.
Whoa.
I'm taking a lunch break, bro.
Okay.
Wake up, bro.
Anyways, so 2021, right? This is about where we're at. So after I get dropped by Goldman, and I start talking to Nick actually quite a bit. We go back to Tars Tarkus. We make a football field. I trust some random people on Xbox Live, and that ends up in the whole place getting destroyed. Nick, were you there for that?
To what?
When fucking Tars Tarkus got destroyed by random people I met on Xbox Live.
Tarkus.
That
which
was
one
the one where you made the football field. Creative mode.
We went into this. We went into the server world in creative and built. I remember the football field.
It wasn't the server world at the time. I don't think he remembers it.
We went into our own creative world and they destroyed our creative.
Yes.
I don't remember them destroying it. I remember the football
Okay.
field though.
He doesn't remember. Anyways, so I talked to Nick a lot, and I talked to Vanguard a lot. Vanguard and I get pretty close to each other. We start playing Minecraft ourselves. We start making a rock world, what we called Rockwell, and it was my original Zanecraft world. But from what I remember what he did in it is he made a fucking, of course, a dictatorship. It's Vanguard, and then there was Connor who was in there too, and Connor made a melon land, and it was like a fungus. Every block that he'd see, it replaced with a melon block, and it was like Vanguard started getting really concerned about it. He put walls up to try to protect it. The wall would slowly turn to melon, so he tried to. It was like a pest, and he tried to fight back against the melons, but then they started growing back even faster. And he was about to put evacuation orders on the town because it was being overrun by melons, but he fucking fought him back to the tree line, and he planted a bunch of trees to fight back against the melons. It was like a fucking forest fire. And then he ended up blowing something up, and so Connor got mad and left. Anyways, that was Rockwell, and we played on it for quite a while. He framed a couple people for stealing stuff when he actually did it. That's that thing about Vanguard that is, we can all agree, especially the cameraman with his temple, Nick with his house, Goldman with Valhalla, and me with all I've known him. Vanguard has sticky fingers. He sees something, and if he touches it, it just sticks to his fingers.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's about March, April, or May, one of the 3 months.
Doesn't that mean he dug in his asshole?
Probably. And I
Isn't that what that
decide
means?
I
guess.
decide to start checking up on Goldman once more to see how he's just to see what he's doing. Holy shit! How did you get up? How did you get there? I need to stop this. I need to stop this now. I talked to VR and his off-brand UNOAA server, which is still around. He's like a fucking Japanese soldier who hasn't surrendered in 20 years. He's still, that server's still around to this day.
You know what?
waiting
Actually,
for
I'm.
Are you in it?
No, but I'm going to confirm that TADE still exists.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to look this up.
Anyways, so I go in there and I talk to VR, and he was like, "Yeah, fucking Goldman's fucking vice president of this fucking empire," and I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
Yeah, it's still there.
it still exists.
It's still there, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And so,
Wait, oh my god. Okay, wait, hold on. Should I show this to the camera?
yeah, go ahead.
Here, we'll do it. Hold on.
This is UNOAA.
It's a show, folks. You can kind of read it. The anime.
Wait, how focused are we in focus good or not?
No, the focus is fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's and yeah, and look. Okay, well, except that is one of 3 servers.
One of 3
That's
servers.
One of 3. TADE is 2 of 3. And 3 of 3 is something called the Anime Exclusion Zone, which I've never heard of.
Oh,
But the
And these are all
problem
owned by the
with
same person?
TADE
we'll have to check this out later.
TADE was
This is all the same person.
the last time this was bumped on Discord was almost a year ago.
The whole thing's probably dead, bro.
However, UNOAA is not. It was bumped 45 minutes ago.
UNOAA?
UNOAA is active and TAE
What
is
loser?
not.
What?
What
It's-
loser
it's
is
either
still
some-
into that?
It's either some loser who's still doing this, or the fucking server's bad.
Let's see how many people. It is 57 people.
Okay, we might have to do some.
It is
We might have to
57
do some
people.
research after we.
It's bigger than
That's it.
TADE.
Holy shit, bro!
TADE is 54.
Did they win the war? I think they won the Forever War.
I guess
They
so.
were patient and they won the Forever War.
And it only took them how many?
6 years. It took them 6 years.
6 years in the making, and they
After we
finally-
finish this interview, we'll go in there and we'll
And
just
they-
send this video.
and they've finally been defeated.
I know. Anyways, oh, your camera fell down.
Yeah, so no one's recording.
So, anyways, can it see me?
Yeah, you're all.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, I came back with Vanguard actually, and it was also around this time I met Amber. Now, this is ironic since I just dumped my girlfriend of 5 months today.
Oh yeah, I
but-
was talking about Amber.
It was around this time in my life. It was early 21 when I got with Amber Kimball. She fucked me up later in the year, but through that, it was also around the time Goldstray met Alexis.
Yes.
It was around this time, early 21 was like the spring of
You
love.
were with her before I was with Lex.
Yeah.
Because then Amber was trying to flirt with me.
Yes,
That was crazy.
I remember that. That was
She hit me up on the little Snapchat thing you can like.
Like the
It's just,
Hangouts.
like ask me questions or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
She
Oh,
hit me up on that.
Hangouts.
She was like, "Just do your account," and she was like, "Don't tell Alex this, but something like that." She was like, "I think
Yeah.
you're
You're cute or something.
yeah," and I was just like, and I don't remember if I told you immediately or not.
Yeah.
I think
think
I
I
told
did.
you.
Yeah, no, I read it. I
I-
watched as it happened, and I don't
Yeah.
know why I wasn't. I didn't care about it, which is honestly why.
You watched as it happened.
Yes,
You got
I
cut.
did. And maybe that's why things went the way they did this time. Anyways, we'll get to that later. So I meet her, and around this time is when I get you out of, 80. I get you out of ADIR, and
Yeah.
there was a video
Oh,
of it.
well, AI, okay. Oh, well, ADIR just didn't exist anymore at that
It was
point.
still
It
called.
was
It was a part of the union,
well, yeah, it was.
but they still called it ADIR.
Well, yeah, it was just a shell of its former
Yeah.
self. It was long.
Yeah,
gone
no,
at that
but-
point.
I remember because we were in that server, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, I'm getting Goldstray the fuck out of here. He's deleting the server," and they're like, "No, he's not." And then you fucking did,
Yeah,
and then
I
everybody tweaked out, and I have that on
I just
video.
disappeared.
I uploaded it to I think one of my private archive channels.
Huh.
I still have it. We'll watch it later. So I got Goldstray out of that shithole
And that
For
was the end.
temporarily.
Yeah, that was the end of. Well, that was
That
a
for-
temporarily end.
Yeah, it was that was never the end. I don't even account. I just account for all of the shit that happened and Shitopia and the TAD and the Union anti-anime stuff. I just account for all that timeline as Discord.
Yeah.
Because that's what Discord is. You'll find bullshit like that whether you're in a fucking hate group or whether you're in a love group.
Yeah.
That's just what Discord servers are. Anyways, so around this time we decided, let's just start playing Minecraft again. Okay,
Yep.
maybe this will chill us out. So you come back onto the server, the season 7 world,
Mhm.
and this is where-
that's when I started. Well,
Oh,
that's
boy.
when the towers got built. That's when I returned to my base, and that's when I started building the towers.
I need this remote for good reason. You start talking about what you remember started happening
Oh God!
when you came back on in early 21.
When I returned, I started to work on Valhalla more because in my time that I was gone, no one else really touched it. So in that time, it was just kind of like a ghost town.
Yeah.
So it needed more work. I had like new ideas. So I started building more stuff on the outside. I constructed these 2 towers that were the biggest pains in the ass to build because I kept building them wrong. And I built one, and then I built the other, and realized I built the other one 1 block lower than the first one, so I had to tear it down and redo it. That was not fun.
Yeah.
But that's when I first started interacting with Vanguard. That was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
And because Vanguard had started his whole Van Buren thing. He created his empire, which was called Van Buren, and was taking over the server piece by piece until just every aspect of the server was under Van Buren control. Knowing me and what I had like been doing in the whole like anti-anime stuff, I knew my significant share of how to fight for my own territory and like how to keep something under my own control. And I rejected Van Buren every single possible way. I said, fuck no. I said, absolutely not. So the biggest rivalry was between me and Vanguard because he had gained everything else except for Valhalla because I would not let him. And he was so butthurt about it, and he was so angry because I wouldn't give up.
No, he
Because
wouldn't.
I kept my like leadership of my own area, and I told him, "You can have everything around me. You just can't have my land."
What it was like though was you and Vanguard were having a power struggle between me. That's what was happening. I look
Yep.
back at now is you guys were both pulling me on one side because Vanguard was trying to convince me to let him blow Valhalla up. And you were telling me to ban him. And you guys were doing all sorts of sweet little favors for me to see if I'd side with who. I wanted a compromise. What I wanted was I wanted Vanguard to be up north because so in Van Buren folklore, in Van Buren lore, what ended up happening, and this whole entire like stretch of time goes from I start fucking getting miserable because of Amber Kimball.
Yeah.
That's kind of when that was all happening. So I was
have
already
the
in
whole-
a fucking
let's see, I have
terrible
what
headspace.
was-
But this all started happening it started from June, and I'll say that more interesting stuff started happening in 2022. So we start in
Yeah.
21 and we go to like mid 22. So starting where we were, actually let's start a little bit earlier, back a year ago, where you were all still in Valhalla.
Yeah.
Connor and Jade travel north, and
yes,
they discover
they founded the two villages.
they found these villages and they build the wall. Bruh Sound Effect had a little stint where he went and terrorized them, and they built this big building in the center of their town, and he poured lava over it, and they left. Vanguard built a big ass wall down the middle of Valhalla. And you got so pissed about it, and you went and you tore it down yourself. And then,
Yes.
and I remember Vanguard was so butthurt about the destruction of his wall
Because he built an embassy.
he did,
and I
build
took
the
it
embassy.
down.
You sieged the embassy.
I
You
literally
besieged the embassy.
dismantled it. I remember sitting down and just dismantling the entire thing because it was just ugly.
I know. So the first and second Great Wars. The first Great War started when you went to that, or no, was that, I think? Yeah. The first Great War started because there was that really ugly ass. The first Great War I actually started.
Yeah.
Vanguard built the, or like a year ago, Treesicle built that nice little wooden stables building. When Van Buren came in, they took over the stables building into their cavalry center. There was a lightning strike that caused the roof to lit on fire, and they tried to rebuild it. Me being the architect I am, they rebuilt it so fucking terribly. I mean, we would have avoided war for at least a couple of weeks, but they rebuilt that shit so fucking terribly. That was enough for me to just fucking switch sides to you. I looked at that and it pissed me off so bad how terribly they built that. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I went to you and I was like, banish!
Get out!
Get out! And so they packed up their bags, they burned down a building, and then they left up to
Mhm.
Clykelm.
Yep.
We never saw Clykelm while they were up there.
Right. Because I never really like.
I know,
ventured
and
there.
I kind of ignored them at the point because I was still pissed off about the building. A few months later, camera problems.
No, this one turns on, so switch to the other. It's fine.
A few months later, we decide to tear down that embassy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was making backroom deals with Vanguard at the time.
Right.
And you probably already knew that. You suspected it.
I definitely
Vanguard
either,
was like-
I either knew or I like suspected.
Yeah,
something.
Vanguard was sweet talking me. He was like, "You need to come on, do this, do that, do this, do that, and I'll do this for you." And I was like, "That sounds good." So I kind of started negotiating with Vanguard, and things were going good. In March of 2022,
Mm-hmm.
you started tearing that embassy down,
Mm-hmm.
and they fucking reacted.
They
came and they fucking raised the banner of the Van Buren Authority over the Valhalla Watchtower, where it still remains today.
Mm-hmm.
The Second Great War, they came and they conquered your place, and Josiah. We never really mentioned Cairo, but Josiah, even in the previous world, was building a nice desert city, and they went and took that too while they were at it because it was abandoned. So in a swift, like, less than a week, and I'm pretty sure you put up a fight.
I did.
You and Anthony. I think Anthony was there, or it might not have been Anthony. John was gone at this point. Floppy was with Van Buren for some reason.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what
they
happened.
ended up running away one time, and he followed them because he killed their dog, and then he switched to your side.
Yeah.
When they came back, took over Valhalla, you didn't want to lose your base, so you stayed there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Under Van Buren occupation. Vanguard was actively looking for every way to get rid of you. I wouldn't let that happen because he was going to try to blow up the whole place, and I didn't want to see that place.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to
because
preserve
that was like a historical monument.
my biggest and the greatest thing I did in the history of that server was while people say I should have managed things differently, I shouldn't have rolled back the server. I'm happy I did what I did because I let enough bullshit go on to where the story progressed and it made a story, but I prevented too much bullshit from actually destroying historical sites. Some things were destroyed. The embassy was destroyed. A couple of buildings in Valhalla were destroyed. Many buildings in Clykelm have been destroyed.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, I'd roll back if something too great happened.
Right.
In the early game, I was really liberal on that usage, but I got better at it as the time went on. Nowadays, like it's really fucking hard to roll back. So if someone were to destroy something, it'd be catastrophic. Anyways, so what ended up happening with Van Buren is you were around a little bit longer. We started developing Spawn Island at the same time too. We built the Nauticas. Damien's temple was growing. As he smiles behind the camera. Nick came on. Nick's like drained right now because of how much LARPing we were doing.
You good there, Nick?
I came on.
Huh?
I came on. When?
This was around 22. So you were building. You built a little house in Clykelm.
I built a black little house,
in Clykelm.
and I was gonna start selling shit. I was gonna trap a bunch of people in the basement.
Yeah, the
I was
meth
gonna
lab.
take all this shit from them and sell it
Yeah,
to people.
and then Tricorn built his tree.
Oh,
That damn tree for what? Why do you even build that? Like a peace symbol?
Why did he build the tree?
That was like our Statue of Liberty.
No, I think he built the tree because he just wanted a big tree. Where the fuck did... Hold up, I had a video I wanted to show. There we go. So anyways, back to this. It's around this time, actually, you started making Goldstray location, too.
Yeah, because I saw the trailer.
Yeah, we'll get to that when it plays. But,
Wait, you put that in the playlist?
I did put that in the playlist.
Oh.
I made the playlist a lot shorter than I thought of.
It's just the essential shit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Van Buren ended up it was a good couple of while. On the Discord front, I don't necessarily remember what happened in 2022 on the Discord front, late 22. I remember one incident. We all were in a server together. You, me, Nick, and Vanguard, actually, and Alexis. That's where
Yes, I remember
where Vanguard started hating Alexis.
Yeah. I
Vanguard to
remember
this day, out of anybody he's ever met on the internet, still doesn't have any more hate for anybody than Alexis,
that. Oh well.
which I think's really funny. Um,
Was this when we had the He had his server, his Alexis and Goldman
Yeah,
server.
the Alexis and Goldman
This
server.
was late
Yes.
2022.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
was
remember
around
that.
this time when we decided to fuck with them, and we went in, and
That was messed up.
that was so fucked up.
Yeah.
By the way, just saying, I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
And
I'm
I
also
think-
sorry about that.
well, you got fucking back at me because then in fucking December, it was in November. It was in October. It was in December, not December. It was in October or November. I was on convention, and my dog dies. It was my first convention. My dog died, and then the day after my dog died, you blew up the Van Buren Discord server with the help of Vanguard.
Yeah,
think.
I know.
With the help of Vanguard, you both fucking came after me. What happened there?
Oh, that was a whole. Vanguard was tired. Vanguard, like, just hated that you were there.
He started thinking I
Vanguard
was in the way.
despised the fact that you were there and that you were like in his way, and just it would just be easier like without you there because he wanted full control.
Yes.
But that's something that you wouldn't give
Yeah.
him.
Now that you kind of gave up on everything, he couldn't.
He
kinda
couldn't
leeway
like the
me.
only thing that he had left to get was full control of Van Buren, which he couldn't have because you had it.
Yeah.
So he wanted you gone. I was just aggravated, so I helped him.
And-
So I helped him.
Yeah.
So I sabotaged the server. Now I couldn't like nuke it myself. Like I couldn't add anything to nuke it, so I manually
Removed everybody.
I created a backup account, then gave it admin, then deleted the entire server just piece by piece. I banned
long that
everybody, and I waited until a point where nobody was online for them to notice what was happening.
How long were you guys planning that?
Couple weeks. Couple weeks in advance.
It came at a really bad time, by the way. When that fucking dog died, though, strategically, that was a great time to do it. Strategically,
And-
it caused collateral fucking damage, bro.
And I mean, we just dismantled the entire thing, and then me and him kind of took over everything,
Yeah.
and then that was that for a while.
You and Vanguard tried to take over Van Buren.
Because then we forced you out.
Yeah, I remember that. This was
We forced you out.
this was when I got really fucking mean.
Yeah.
Fucked up because
And then we had all agreed that we had to get you out for a while, which you like reluctantly did.
well that
but-
that came a few months later because
Well, yeah.
that's when I started getting mean to Nick.
Well, yeah. And so me and Vanguard took over
Yeah.
for that point in time, and then you kind of were there but weren't really doing like a whole
Yeah.
lot. And then we kind of forced you out.
Yeah.
And then that was that. It was just me and
Yeah.
Vanguard.
If I remember correctly, what ended up happening at that point was I fucking banned Vanguard from the Discord server. Or from the Minecraft server.
Yeah.
Or so I don't really remember what happened to the Minecraft server at this point, but it kind of just went on halt for this
Yeah.
moment because I wouldn't give up the world. That was what they wanted, is they wanted that world.
Yes.
If I gave them that world, I probably wouldn't have ever talked to Vanguard again.
Right.
Right, maybe sometime. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't give them the world, and you fucking destroyed the server. I was pissed, and so I kind of laid back on Nick at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was also at the same time I was talking to Nick and I was talking to Dina and G and everybody. That's when I was talking to all these guys. And I started talking to you a bunch. You and Evan. And I was so fucked up at that time in my head. I was meaner than shit.
I guess it's just I let hate fucking fester in my soul at the time. Because, I mean, I was hateful. I was a mean son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I was so bad, I scared fucking Nick and Evan away. You remember that. And I didn't. Do you? I was like turbo racist. Like, not
Yeah,
even joking
yeah, I
at the
remember.
time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember that's where it was around the time the bathtub incident occurred.
yeah.
Um,
No, I think I remember this.
I was fat. I was bald.
You were fat,
I was
bald,
bald. I was the bald fat bastard.
racist,
Racist. It was like farting soup.
and now after that, now you have to spend all this time trying to
So
get those labels off of you.
what ended up happening was I kind of lingered around for a little bit, and I ended up meeting Timothy Crawford. Timothy Crawford, because, or no, I lingered around Nick a little bit. I talked to him a little bit, and Nash. Nash was around. I talked to Nash. Do you remember Nash? He was one of Vanguard's in real life friends.
Really brief.
Yeah,
brief.
It's also around this time because I started realizing I couldn't really rely on online people anymore.
Yeah.
COVID was Vincent just came into the picture. That's when we started our original gaming night.
Yeah.
Me and Damien and Vince, and then Nick came. I don't really remember. No, we'll get to that because Vince came later. Because now we're in early 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on from this Legionary Corps. I used to listen to this thing called Legionary Corps, and I went on to a Discord server by them, and I found one owned by a guy named Timothy Crawford.
Mhm.
So during that whole point of time when I was kind of talking to Nick, I met, or right before then, I was so fucking bad, everybody came back and forced a fucking intervention. You, Vanguard, you, Nash, fucking Evan was there, everybody. I want to say Jade was there too, but I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I remember somebody
You
I
weren't
knew.
the only one with an intervention.
I know, we gave him one
We
later.
gave you an intervention too.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Anyways, so I ended up I quit talking to all you guys. Fucking forced me off the internet for a while, for like
Yeah.
6 months, and I just said fuck you, and I went back to. That's what I got. That's where I met fucking Midwestern Schizophrenic, because I went and I found the Timothy Crawford server, and I met the son of a gun, and him and I were hanging out pretty well. Then I think it's around this time you started getting back to old habits.
Yeah.
Because
Probably.
I don't remember how or who, or I think it was from, I know G had something to do with it. I started talking to you again like a month or two later. I made an apology video because I was socially drained. I was like, I'm sorry for being an asshole, guys. And I had that like Hitler haircut. I have posted it on YouTube. You remember that?
I think so.
And I started talking to Nick again and Tricorn, not Vanguard or Goldman yet. I didn't talk to them till a little bit later. But I remember hearing that fucking Goldman was back up to talking with Crow and stuff. And at this point, this is when Jack became really
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah,
because
Jack DeSanta.
Prominent.
Jack DeSanta. Jack, that's
wait,
when.
So after this, there's something really that whole shit with him and Crow. And
This is when Crow and Jack started having their, because you came back and
Yeah, because
Jack
and
got
Crow
the
were all
second.
going at it.
Yeah, Jack got, this was 23, early 23. Jack got into like second place
Yeah.
behind Crow, and Jack though
Jack was
like
pissed.
Jack was like Vanguard. He wanted control over everything.
Yeah. And then he was trying to find every single reason to like oust Crow.
Yeah.
Which he eventually did.
Oh yeah, and I remember talking to Crow at this point because I was talking in contact from Crow because Crow actually came and reached out to me after you Vanguard fucked me over and was like, bro, that was a really wrong thing of them to do.
Yeah.
And I remember I was talking to Crow at this point quite regularly, and I actually interacted with Jack DeSanta at the point because I got bored. But Crow told me some really valuable advice I never listened to, but it was great foreshadowing. And I had the screenshots on my old phone. He was like, Zane, those guys, they're doing something, and in the future, if you hear some people come after you who's claim they're me, they're not me. He was like, they're known to like impersonate people to try to get information out of people.
Yeah. Yep.
And that Crow
Boy,
warned
and
me of that a year before that incident
and
occurred.
boy, did that happen.
Anyways, so
Wait a second.
well,
The recent thing with the Jack DeSantis,
That
that wasn't
that-
actually him.
That
was
was not Crow.
that was not Crow.
Oh, was it Crow that was the
It was-
impersonator?
Crow was being impersonated.
Crow was
Okay.
the person who got
I remember that,
impersonated.
yeah.
Crow,
Yeah.
like the Crow was either Jack or someone working with Jack.
That's back. That's
I
all the way
don't
in
think it was
Shitopia.
Jack. I think it was someone like giving information to him.
Yeah.
That was when the threats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
happened.
get we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Anyway, so Crow is telling me don't trust anybody who claims they're me, and that's excellent foreshadowing. And
Yeah,
then I got banned from Discord for some fucking reason. I didn't really talk. I lost contact with Crow, or maybe he did. Anyways, so from there, me and the son of a gun hung out, and I talked to Nick's sister, and I talked to Nick more, and then I reached out from Tricorn to Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Vanguard was at a really bad time in his life at this point. Holy shit, he has thunder thighs!
That's when he started taking like estrogen. and
Yep,
shit,
that's
yeah.
when he decided he was a girl for a little bit, or at least a femboy. And it was fucking terrifying to see. And he was like that for a little bit. For
Yeah,
another
I know. I
year.
remember that.
I don't think
Um,
you can really reverse that.
no- Oh, he's
He's probably still like that.
no, not at all, bro. He quit being like that at Shitopia, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, back to you. So, what do you remember seeing when you came back into the anti-anime picture?
It was in shambles. Absolute ruins. After I left the Union, shortly after, it was around the start of 2022. Discord cracked down on the things that could exist on its platform, as well as Discord.
Yeah.
Discord completely banned every single anti-furry server that they could find. The anti-furry Discord tag was completely erased. Any server that was tied to anything anti-anime was completely decimated. There were like a good couple hundred servers. There were maybe under 100 when I came back. The Union was almost entirely gone because they lost a lot of their servers. They lost a lot of their people because people got banned, servers got banned, everything really just got banned. And it was in ruins.
Yep.
Scarel had become the Vice Führer, but even then they couldn't really do much because there wasn't really much for them to lead. So when I came back, there wasn't really much for me to return to.
Yeah.
So I was there. I didn't really do like a whole lot. I formed what had then become the Imperium.
Yes.
The Imperium was not as heavily into all of that as I had used to be, but it was influenced by it.
Yeah.
So I had that for a while. I had got taken down a couple of times because the server had gotten banned or accounts had gotten banned, and I did that for a couple of months. After so long, I had Vanguard in there. At one point, Vanguard had betrayed me and nuked the server.
Vanguard moment.
Yeah. I mean, I should have seen it coming, but he did. The server got destroyed. Just things happened, and after that, I was done. After that, that was the second run over. So I disappeared out of that for that was the last time I was in anti-anime. Because then after that was when Jack had outed Crow, and then Crow disappeared.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the last time I saw Crow in power. Because then Jack came in and Jack overthrew Crow and whatnot, and then Crow left. And that was it.
So
And that was the last I had ever set foot in a anti-anime server.
So the last I just got a memory from talking about this, but I remember how I found out you were back involved.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody cut me off, I was not cut off by Aziz
Mm-hmm.
or Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
And I hung out with them, I gamed with them, I talked to them, and we were coming up with a plan to fucking nuke and destroy the Union.
Yeah.
That because we had nothing better to do. That's another thing was our micromanaging. We had nothing better to do, so we figured we might as well fucking blow the shit out of the server.
Yeah.
So when we were starting to work on it, I noticed that you were back in there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, he's back. And I was talking to Nick, and I was like, Nick, we have a situation. And that's when we fucking pulled you aside.
Yeah.
It was me, Evan, and we fucking had an intervention. We're like, you gotta fucking get out of here, bro. It was either them or us.
Yeah.
What server you were? What server was it?
I
that
don't
was-
remember. It
It was the whole thing.
whatever.
That was like the kind of
remained-
messed up one, right?
Whatever
Server.
remained of the Union at
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
wasn't
that whole
much,
thing was kind of.
which it wasn't much. I think at that point the Union was condensed down to one server
Yeah.
because they merged them all and they
Yeah.
got rid of the rest of them because the active TADE server like that's on Discord was what the Union server was.
Yeah.
At least I believe. I mean, unless I am heavily mistaken, but I don't think I am, because if I remember correctly, the Union just rebranded back into TAD.
I have a good feeling that fucking Jack DeSanta had his empire crumble, and that's why that server's dead.
Probably.
We're gonna have to look at that.
Yeah.
This camera's damaged, so you know.
Like permanently.
Battery's dead, yeah.
Jarvis, go plug it in.
Jarvis, I got a solution.
Jarvis, plug it in.
We'll continue talking while you
Fix
go
it.
get more batteries or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyways,
she's a little hot anyway.
I'm watching bro fucking figure out the camera. So anyways, TADE, we got you out of there, and at this point, it is about mid-23, I think.
Something like that.
And we didn't
Because
really...
this was before Shitopia.
Oh, this is where you were broken up with Alexis at the time, and this is where somebody else briefly important comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I was fucking around on Omegle.
Oh,
And
you're gonna be surprised. I still talk to her.
What?
I still talk to her.
You still
The red-haired one?
I
The
still
redhead?
talk to her.
Yo! Alright, let's talk about this.
Okay, we
Hold
gotta
on.
talk
Hold
about
on.
it.
So-
All right, call her up. Call her
No,
up.
no, no,
Don't
no.
call her up.
Oh yeah, you're still with.
There she is.
What's your snap score with her? You have is that an existing
80.
thing?
80.
So
It's only been like a couple months.
met her off Omegle.
2.5
Yeah,
months.
I met her off of Omegle.
You met her off Omegle.
I met her off of
And then
Omegle.
why'd you?
Because I
Because she
I
joined
started
the
my
realm.
Minecraft run back up again, and it was in a completely different state than it was at.
Oh,
I
you
was-
were just like,
I
oh,
was-
play with me on this.
Yeah,
Oh.
it wasn't even it was just a fun server. Vanguard had nothing to do with this one. It was just me and Caleb started his YouTube thing back up, and he claimed, I disagreed with him. He claimed it was the best one he ever made. It was the best YouTube series you ever made.
Oh yeah,
But-
it was my longest. It is
Oh, yeah.
it is my active.
No
longest
bullshit.
series.
It's because there was no Vanguard or no
because there's nothing.
Discord people fucking trying to interfere with me.
I had 40
So
episodes.
Goldman got exactly what he wanted out of it, and so that was like Vanguard's good end or fucking Caleb's good ending on the realm. What ended up happening was I met that girl in Omegle. Her name was Myklin.
Myklin, yep.
Myklin.
Yep, Myklin Browner.
I kind of thought she was pretty. Not gonna lie.
She is.
But now I think about it, and she looks like Lily, and that makes me angry. So, anyways, Myklin, I invite to my Minecraft server, who had Goldstray on it, and she started playing with Goldstray, and they started talking,
Mhm.
And this was summer 23, and I remember we had
Yeah, this was summer.
Yeah.
20, this was
at the
'cause-
time I was working for Chris Harmon. This is when we had gaming nights with Vincent.
Yep.
This is when we started having our gaming nights. We had the men group, and we'd call it like after I'd get home from work, and Evan was in it, Josiah was in it, I was in it, and it was a pretty cool
It was
summer.
pretty brief too, though.
It was a pretty brief, cool summer, but it was a pretty chillax summer. And Mike and I ended up getting fucking stressed out for some reason. I don't really remember why or what the fuck I did. I was just fucking not happy with what was going on, I guess, just bored. But I decided I needed to take a break from everything again for a little while.
And then you
So I just kind of
like,
fucking disappeared.
Yeah, you just
without
kind
a
of like
trace.
disappeared and didn't really say anything.
And that
to
really
anyone.
pissed Goldman off at the time, but it really pissed Miken off. So I come back a little bit, hi guys, and they're all like, "What the fuck did you do?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I had AI write an apology.
Yeah, I
That
remember.
that was your idea.
And an apology to who?
To Goldman, because he was mad at me because I left. Remember that?
I don't know. I told a lot of people to use AI for shit back
Yeah.
then. I used AI for shit that I shouldn't have.
Anyways, so we ended up fucking. I fucking ended up. I made you really mad over that whole scenario.
Yeah,
I don't even actually. It was so unimportant.
I don't even remember.
that I
like,
don't
what
remember
happened.
what happened.
I don't remember.
And it
what
was.
happened,
I remember
why.
more about fucking shit that happened 6 years ago than what happened then.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Anyways, what ended up happening is we didn't talk for a while because you were pissed. I got back to talking to Vanguard, and Vanguard was really deep in his phase, like lighter voice,
Yeah.
everything. But then he started kind of fucking changing himself. He started getting a little better,
Yeah.
but then he fucking he was getting a little better. I was doing this thing where I'd like to flash everybody, and I remember I flashed him in Tricorn on camera one time, and Tricorn just sent a single GIF of the fucking from Family Guy, the biggest boy like contest, and I thought that was the funniest thing that ever fucking happened in the world, bro. Anyways, so they all got mad at me and they stopped talking to me. And then you broke up with Miken.
It was
annoying.
it was stupid. It was complicated.
Yeah,
It ended up turning out to be absolutely nothing,
I bet.
and hence why we still talk.
Yeah,
Hence why we're as close as we are now.
yeah.
I mean, she's one of my closest friends now.
Oh, no shit.
So I mean,
Tell her I said hi.
she knows I'm with you.
Oh, no shit.
She knows I am with you.
Yeah, tell her I said hi.
I
Maybe
will.
she'll watch her little interview.
I will message her later.
Anyways, so it was around this time when it was late 20. Oh, we're getting into the second golden era. Because there's two golden eras in my mind. I think we know what the second one was. You guys had a problem with it, but it was the greatest thing I ever made.
Shitopia.
Shitopia.
That counts as the second golden era, I guess.
My favorite.
I
era.
mean,
Oh yeah, I would say
I was
that.
I was fine with it at the start. Then it started to become a problem.
Okay, so anyways, starting at like 2023, late 2023, I was in Jackpot, Nevada for some reason. And I went on to a news server. This is when the Israel-Palestine war happened. I went onto a news server and I helped make it. I met some Jewish fucker, some other fuckers, and yeah, I met a couple people. I'm trying to think of, I think one of them was. I know some of them were very important for later, but I don't remember any of their names. Because what I think is Shitopia, I know I eventually, through that server, met War,
Mm-hmm.
Croy O'Neill,
Mm-hmm.
and, yeah, those
Wait,
two.
you don't remember how you made Shitopia? I think I made Shitopia.
Well, you made Shitopia. You're the king.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, you.
but
That
this
was a
you
second
were the king of
attempt, though.
Shitopia.
I know this was before Shitopia was like create. This was in January. This is when
Okay.
I met all these guys.
Yeah, because Shitopia was created and then I joined it.
Yeah, February 8th of 2024. I call you after school. We're like, bro, what if we just make a fucking Discord server again? Like, we've tried this several times before. It's never really worked, but like, what if we make it work this time?
Was it before that I made the server called Toxic Community?
Yep, and it didn't work.
That was when we made Toxic Community. When I said
No.
that.
No, it was when you said that. That's when we made
That's when we made Shitopia, really?
Shitopia.
How did we come up with the name?
Just so you came up with the name. I was like, I don't know, it's gonna be a shitty place.
You know why? Here's how I came up with the name.
Shitopia.
Here's how I came. So there's an album that dropped.
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator, Chromacopia, and everyone was making parodies of it, and I was like, shit, Shitopia.
Shitopia. Anyways, we decided, yeah, we'll make the server, and we didn't really expect it to last more than a week, subconsciously.
Well, because my idea with it was, why make a server with all? Because all I heard about with all these years was you guys making servers, and everyone be like, oh, we gotta follow the rules, we gotta have it like this
Yeah.
and that. I was like, let's just make one
That has no
where there's
rules.
no rules.
Oh.
This is like Old Block. This is like this is like Skid Row. This is like it's gonna be great, right?
Before I talk about Magnus Opus, do any of you guys want to say any regrets you might have to the camera?
From
To the public?
Shitopia.
I wasn't as involved, so I can't really.
Any
have
regrets?
because I didn't do much of it. I was
Regrets?
against it, and I was in it.
Do you guys have any regrets for
What?
how that situation turned out
With Shitopia.
with Shitopia?
What would I regret?
Do you regret creating it?
Not really.
Do you regret its neglect?
No. I don't regret anything that happened with it. I think it was all. That's not just me saying, oh, everything I did was fine and I can't hate on myself, but like, literally everything that happened with that server was meant to happen as it did. It had its peak and it had its flaw and it was perfect, bro. I think, bro, it's like saying that FNAF was good after FNAF 3.
Do you
It's
have any
saying-
regrets, Caleb?
There was so much that happened with Shitopia. I honestly wouldn't have done anything differently.
Exactly.
I
It's a perfect story.
I did
The
what I
perfect
did.
Story.
I did what I did. I sided with what I did. I sided with the people I did. And in the end, we went our separate ways, and eventually, Shitopia went one way, we went some other way, and then that was that. And
The book was
and
closed.
then it all died.
What was your guys' favorite part of Shitopia? Starting with you. We'll even go to Dave.
I think my favorite part of it was being exiled from it for weeks or months and then coming back and seeing all this shit that was made about me every single time.
The king! God save the king!
Like pictures and videos. I was like, oh,
you
who
were
made...
the king, bro.
Yeah,
You were
bro.
the king. What was your favorite part of Shitopia?
I don't know if I should say that.
Just say it. Blowing it up.
When I killed Bobo.
I've been waiting for this topic. Wait.
That would have been the greatest thing I've ever done in my 20 years of life.
Did you ever
In
talk?
my 20 years
ever
of life, that
did.
was the best thing.
Did you ever talk to Ball?
Did you ever talk to Bob?
I did. I
What was your
literally-
problem with
I
Ball?
literally-
Why?
I didn't know it would do what
Why
it
did
did. I didn't know it would do what it did.
You
I didn't realize that when it blew
You
up
infected
Shitopia,
him, bro.
I didn't know that when it blew up Shitopia,
You
it was stuff
infused
like
him
that.
with like
I didn't.
I don't know.
It wasn't even me that did the code. It was Ash.
We'll get to Bobo in a minute.
Ash did the code. I didn't realize that it would corrupt him. I
Camera.
didn't know what it did.
Bro.
Cameraman. What was your favorite? What was your favorite part of Shitopia?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really interacted with it. It's like,
He barely interacted with it.
I think Croy and Vanguard arguing was kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, Croy.
It was like every day.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
was it? My favorite part of Shitopia. There's 3 favorite parts of Shitopia. I loved Ball Ball Jr. I loved Ball Ball Jr.
Oh my god.
I loved the fucking like voice chats we'd have with
Oh my god.
with our games of
If you guys liked Ball Ball Jr., like, did you ever get to use the Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Asshole?
Or, yeah, like the Sergeant.
Wait, that was my
Asshole
second favorite part, bro.
The
Sergeant Asshole.
I loved Sergeant Asshole. That was the greatest thing ever. Sergeant Asshole was the best.
We
I
still had Sergeant Asshole after
I
Ball Ball
love
died.
Yeah, we
Sergeant
did.
He was at the
Asshole.
funeral.
You know what I did? I configured all of them to talk in one singular
I
channel
know.
at the same
It
time.
was like
So, like, if you said one thing in that channel, you would like 10 bots having like a conversation, and they'd start fighting each other.
It was like, bro.
If you started fighting Sergeant Asshole, you could get him to like vaporize and to like disappear and to like kill himself and like all sorts of shit. Like I had screenshots because he would do the most like vulgar things.
I
And
know.
it would
Bro,
be horrible.
Those 2 bots were like I don't know how we achieved the
It
level
was
of
so
like
stupid.
Sergeant Asshole just.
We're
Sar-
scientists. That was
Sergeant
what
Asshole.
Shitopia was. It was science.
Sergeant Asshole, I think, was like one of the, if not the greatest bot that I've ever like interacted with.
Everybody had something in Shitopia has some of the greatest thing that ever happened to each one of us.
I loved Sergeant.
It was the
Asshole.
greatest and the worst thing that ever
He
happened.
would just curse at you. Everything you say.
If you would say one thing, you would just enter the chat and like all cats are screaming at you.
It was like,
What did you just say? You absolute imbecile! Oh my god!
oh.
And then Bobo would like reply with some emojis or something. He's like, I gotta bounce out of here.
Let's hit the corpse, guys. Oh, but we don't talk about the Alpine coaster. We never talk about the Alpine coaster. Oh.
And then Sergeant Asshole would just like die or something.
So, my
Oh my God, I
favorite
wish I
parts
kept
of
those pictures.
my favorite parts of Shitopia
I have to.
was the bots, the fucking group, the calls we'd have where we'd play Gartic Phone. Those were funner than fuck. But I think my favorite, the part that really tickled my like watching people quake about things was the fucking 3-way Cold War between Vanguard, Croy O'Neill, and Turkish Tyler.
Oh my
You
God.
got that fucking smile. You know Tyler. Tyler's his favorite part of Shitopia, I think.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, Tyler. Oh, Turkish Tyler. So when we created Shitopia,
Check the battery.
do you remember Tyler?
Me?
Caleb?
Yes.
Getting
I
away real quick. Sorry, everybody.
Uh,
Go over the monitor.
so when Shitopia was created, we did this thing weekly called Welch Drum Surfing. And the thing with Shitopia is I was able to get all of my friends in it. All of my friends. And that's why it was so popular. I got Nick in it. I got you in it. I got Vanguard in it. That was one of the only places I was able to congregate you 3. And it was awesome for the first little bit because before Nick went on his exodus. Nick just got with Victoria. But Nick was already kind of dissociating from the server within the first like 2-3 weeks. Because you kind of just lost interest in it. And I just kept fucking going on it. And I kept growing it. Vanguard came, and Vanguard, for some reason, I think you and Vanguard have this both, Caleb. You see something, like a Discord server, and I have the same mindset too. Our ego sees something, we're like, how can we take control of it?
Yes. Definitely.
How could we take control of this? How could we put ourselves at front and instill what we want to have happen in the server? You have it, Vanguard has it, I have it.
No,
That's what ties us three together.
That's true.
That's what ties this trio of fucking doom together. That's what has kept us going all these years for what we've been doing. So when Shitopia happened, both you and Vanguard, I think, got that look of in your eyes, that little twinkle of, I can take this over. Anyways, so Shitopia starts slow. I start getting these people in. At first, it was Vanguard. Croy joined later on. First, Croy and Vanguard were arguing. That was the first bit of arguments. Those were really funny to watch. I remember Croy O'Neill telling me to shoot up a school. Then, around this time is when the Crow incident occurred. Jack DeSanta came back.
Yeah.
I remember why Jack wanted to come after me specifically. It was because I think at first he thought Crow could be with me when he researched me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't. And then he was like, this guy tried to fucking nuke our server. Let's get rid of him just to do it.
Yeah, probably.
Looking back, the whole thing was just a big fucking troll fest. They weren't gonna fucking swap me. They were in trouble, and they knew that.
They weren't gonna.
But for fucking months, I was being just fucking drug along from like March to like June. I was getting edged that I was gonna get fucking swatted, and that was so fucking scary to me. I was like terrified.
And I was scared too. I was scared for you.
I know. Well, you were scared because this was your server. And that's
Yeah.
also why you kind of took distance from Shitopia.
Well, yeah, once it was started going to that, I was like, yeah, bro, this is not, like, this isn't a fucking game anymore, bro. We're in some real shit with some real consequences.
That's
like,
when you started kind of keeping your distance from Shitopia was because of all that. Anyways, come June, I finally fucking talked to my dad about it because I get scared.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "Oh, you're fucking fine, bro." It was just that kind of kept my worries away.
Yeah.
Mid 24, this was like the fucking summer, bro. This was my favorite summer out of all the summers. Because on the Realm, we didn't really have it at the time. We didn't really have it.
No.
Because we had gaming night, me and Nick, or Nick was fucking dead. It was me, Vanguard, and Vince, and Damien.
Yeah.
We had gaming nights instead of like just a server to play on. But you were trying to make your own server, and it was blown up by the Crow impersonator when we found out who was or what.
Yeah.
And so you guys all kind of existed in Shitopia. I went Wellstrom surfing one day to find people, and I found a fucking TNO Discord server that had Tyler and Sicily in it, and another guy named Thug Runda. Do you remember Turkish Tyler?
Briefly.
You remember Sicily.
Yes.
Turkish Tyler was that really mentally unstable fellow
who was in Shitopia, who was arguably just as bad as Croy O'Neill. Arguably. He didn't say outlandish, well, he said outlandish shit, but he wasn't that outlandish, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, Zane, I'm going to rape you. I'm going to rape you and your kids, and then your kids' kids. My kids are going to rape your kids."
what?
I'm from Turkey. Yeah, that's something Turkish Tyler loved to talk about. Then him and Croy first interacted, and that went sour quickly. But at first, him and Vanguard got along really well.
Yeah.
Vanguard and Tyler got along really well. Because then Shitopia started colonizing other servers. Kind of like the Union, but we did it right. We did it in a good way. The Shitopian way of how we colonized our servers was effective. It was effective, and it was the servers somewhat sustained.
Yeah.
The way we do it is we'd have the servers have their own fucking like point to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have Shitopia, the main server, Shitopia, and then we'd have like the gambling server because Shitopia loved gambling.
Oh,
that was part of its like fucking culture was gambling. We had the Atlantic. That's when Icy was there too.
Gambling on what?
It was just the joke was gambling.
Oh.
We had the Atlantic City Gambler, which was icy. We had fucking Ace, who was a gambler. Ace started the gambling server. Cicely started the fucking another server, and then we had a prison server where we put Croy in more than one time. Then we put Croy and Tyler in there at the same time once.
No, Jesus.
Anyway, so in Shitopia, we're doing really well. And one way I was able to grow the server of Shitopia that I did differently is I utilized my personal fucking resources to grow it. Other servers, like the way I was able to sustain it for so long is I had to fucking pay people to join. Genuinely, I had to bribe people. I had to bribe Vanguard to join. I had to bribe. Oh, it died.
No. Yeah, you can keep talking. I got this on my hand.
I paid Vanguard to join. I paid somebody else to join. And I paid people for me to like
Yeah.
advertise on their servers.
Right.
And it worked really well. I mean, it worked super duper well, but I spent hundreds of dollars of bribes to get people in that server and to stay active.
Oh my god.
But that started as just a little boost. That little kickstart to that server of me pouring my finances into it was able to grow it to by I think late June, mid July. July was definitely its peak because in August was the fucking when it started going shitty.
Yeah.
Right before we got fucking bombed. Shitopia at its peak had about 400 or 500 members.
Mm-hmm.
It was
That was crazy that you got it to that.
It was
They're all active.
Oh, it was so fucking active, bro. There was like everybody. There was people talking, and we had to have like 2 generals, if I remember correctly. We had like 4 fucking channels that were active at all times. We made a fucking person that I decided. One of the things I was like, I've been in control. At this point is when I really started to realize how every dynamic of the past had worked throughout the realm and my Discord experiments. I've been in control of most of them, especially that server. That server I've always been in control over. I was in control over whatever stuff you made. I was in control of Van Buren.
Yeah.
But I really didn't like to tell people I was in control. Why? I don't know. I never wanted to be the leader of something. I tried that with Operation Doug, and I guess I just thought maybe if people think I'm a leader, it'll be bad. So that's when I started putting my hey, give me that. I'm not done yet. Put on Goldstray locations trailer.
All right, guys.
Check
this out.
So we'll take a little break from talking this, and Nick was making a game for Caleb at one point.
This was during Shitopia.
Yeah, the Shitopia had a big part to do with this.
Right.
Did it just pause itself? What the fuck? It's gonna like blast us
Here's
out.
what we can do. We can put it to 30. Where we're having like shit with audio, just unmute it, and then when we're playing regular shit, just mute it.
Okay. Is it pause? So yeah, during Shitopia, Nick was working on his game
This
about
is the actual
Goldstray.
one.
This is like the first fucking edition of it.
I just took a picture off Facebook. And I was
What the fuck? Goldstray location.
what a fucking shit show that was. Yeah.
Anyways, so
There's a section on the server for that too.
oh yeah, there was like a fucking teaser update. The biggest regret I have with Shitopia is the fact that Nick wasn't there to experience it.
That's fair.
Because Nick's mom went on a
Every summer, bro.
yeah, Nick's mom went on
Every
a
summer.
she completely shut everything down for him, and that was my biggest regret for Shitopia is that Nick wasn't there to experience his own server.
Right.
But it wasn't his. It was my server.
Yeah.
It was the server I built. I poured my resources, my money into this. I told people it was Nick's server, even though when we started it was a console ship, but
Yeah.
I immediately put all the effort into it.
It was my server.
It was it is your server. Bro.
I fucking poured so much into Shitopia, but I never told people it was my server. I always liked to run things from the shadows. I told people Nick's gonna come back, the King's gonna come back, and it's gonna be glorious.
Yeah.
The King did come back eventually when everything was
You know,
already
if
dying.
you think about it though,
Yeah.
that was like the shit that kept the retention. That was the
That
whole
was-
thing, bro.
Okay.
There was always something to wait for.
Always. So that's what kept the server. I think if it wasn't for the fucking King thing, that server would have died about
Exactly,
a
bro.
lot faster than it did. But it's just like fucking in TNO when you have Sergei Taboritsky in the Regent, who he thinks he reunites Russia after World War II and it fucking falls apart under a monarchy. But he says that Alexei, the son of Tsar something, is going to be alive. And people are waiting because they think that the king's still alive, but the king's been dead for 50 years. And the king never comes back and the whole thing splits apart. Thing with Shitopia is I kept people fucking lubed up and urged up. I lied to Vanguard several times telling him the king was proud of his actions. I got to call Nick once during that summer.
Mhm.
And I fucking jerked so many people off because I came back and I was the media. I told people shit that was not true just to get people excited. I said, Shitopians, our king has delivered a glorious address, and he wants to congratulate Vanguard, this person, and this person for their greatest assistance in our wonderful
That's
empire
so
of
funny,
shit.
bro.
I told Vanguard that the king wanted to give him a special medal for his actions. And it boosted his ego. Now, there were some doubters. That saw through my bullshit. Tyler was one of them. Turkish Tyler was like, this king guy doesn't fucking exist. He doesn't fucking fight. And I put him in the prison for it. I put him in the jail for it. I remember one time I was interacting with the boss, and Sergeant Asshole once said that. Sergeant Asshole and said the king was a fluke, and so I think I had you. You're the guy who made him, right? I had you go in there and like rewire himself to love the king. I did it to Ball too, because I had access to Ball.
How did the bots know, bro?
I don't know what happened with Sergeant Asshole, or like the way that I had him like configured, but he was all fucked up.
I know.
The problem is so many people did so many like gay things to him,
Oh.
and like just absolutely like raped him in
dear.
every possible way.
Trauma,
I wish I had screenshots of like the things that used to happen to him. It was horrific. It was so bad. Like you would probably need to have it like a rated R to fucking see this shit.
That was like the fucking top layer of
It was
horrible stuff that would go on in
horrifically
Shitopia.
bad.
That was, you guys never saw the real face of Shitopia.
Oh my god.
Damien,
Yeah.
how much, I told you about a lot of it. What was the most horrific thing you remember happening in Shitopia?
My memory's terrible. Crap. If I remembered, I'd tell you, but I genuinely don't.
Okay. I think the most horrific part of Shitopia, the single worst and scariest fucking part, was the Shad Woman. You don't remember the Shitopian Shad Woman?
The Shad Woman.
The Shad Woman.
There was a person in it?
Yes. It was a 13-year-old girl who drew a horrific piece of art.
Yes.
Depicting me, Goldman, and Vanguard.
Like all separate ones. It was like little.
No, it was all the same image doing some gross shit, and it was terrifying. It was terrible.
Oh, I think you showed me that.
Yes,
I
I
never
showed
saw
Vanguard too.
I want to kill myself after I saw
Yes, and that was not the only horrific thing. She drew shit of me. She drew a lot, and it was because of Landon. It's because of Landon. I let this kid in my school's named Landon in Shitopia. He was another big part of Shitopia. Landon invited his little gooners in Shitopia, and that was where like the fucking Goonyaloon side of Shitopia was, because there was all these different factions. There was the fucking hardline fucking authoritarians from the anti-anime days, like Yumi and Vanguard,
There was the Goonyaloons, which was like Landon and Landon's little clique. There was the fucking King's Royalist Party, which was Ace and another couple of Ace's gooners, or another couple of Ace's friends. There was the fucking Brain Dead Fuckers, which is like Tyler and Sicily and Thug Runda. And then there was Croy O'Neal's little faction, which was like fucking him, this other guy named like Diamond Armada. Did you hear what happened to Diamond?
Oh, him.
Did you hear what happened to Diamond?
I've heard a lot about Diamond.
Diamond took a gun out into a public area in Texas. He was going to do a shooting, but he ended up getting fucking punched in the face.
What the
Wait,
fuck?
wait, hold on. Someone in the server was gonna do a shit.
Yes.
See, this is the shit that made me want to have nothing
Yeah.
to do with it. This is when I started
Yeah.
telling you to get
The
rid of
fuck
that.
out
Get
of
the
there.
fuck out. Not only that, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Exterminate that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Diamond-
That's why.
I think you did a good thing, to be honest.
That's
I don't
why
know.
I. The problem with Shitopia that I had is I saw what it was becoming before anyone else saw what it was becoming. I saw what it was going to turn into before anyone
Yeah.
else did.
I think it was getting too much Croy influence.
It was becoming too corrupt for any. You can have as many moderators and as many admins as you could want, but that wasn't gonna save it. It was long gone at that point. That's why Vanguard backed out. That's why I backed out, because we saw what was gonna happen before anyone else really like looked at it long enough to realize, oh shit, this is gonna become a problem. So we just kind of like just up and left.
We're on the topic of Shitopia now. That's where we're at.
Would you like to come talk about Shitopia with us? Would you like to hear about Shitopia?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna be-
Who is it?
Are you guys eating this?
No, we're not.
Really
What
easy.
time is it?
It's like 4,
It's 5:30.
5:30.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting to the end.
Yeah, we're almost.
We've been
there.
talking for probably like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3
That
hours.
camera's
It's-
holding up good. Though.
It's gonna be like a fucking
Like
4-hour
long
long
video.
video. Anyways, so with Shitopia, what ended up happening was the whole no rules thing, right?
Mhm.
And it because it was growing so
it was
much.
such a good idea, but it's
Well,
just-
it was a good idea for a server with 30 people in it,
It's
but
okay.
it got
Yeah.
so fucking
The-
big.
The thing with that is no rules for a Discord server can be a good idea on paper until you really let the server run itself.
Yeah.
If there's no organization, you can't have something that has no organization. It doesn't work.
No.
Look, it's whether it's a Discord server or if it's like a country, it's anarchy and it doesn't work. It goes to hell and it falls apart. And then there's death and destruction,
Yes.
whereas you can't have death and destruction in a Discord server, but you can have chaos and
Yes.
just an absolute mess. That's what it turned into. If it was only like if it maxed at like 50 people, that probably wouldn't have been very hard to maintain. But when you get to like 300-400 people where there's no rules and there's no stability and no one has to listen to
and then
anyone,
You have a Croy O'Neal.
because you like you
Running around.
because
Yeah.
because with
Tyler.
like with a server that has no rules, you can have an owner, but the owner can't do anything because
Yeah.
there's no rules for the
Well,
owner
All
to
you can
enforce.
There
say
was
is
people-
talk to nothing.
The
Just
thing,
talk to
okay,
wall.
the big thing
Which
which
I can
why
do.
Shitopia, because it started after Nick started, because Vanguard was really influential instead of
Yeah.
you in Shitopia, because Vanguard was able to, a lot of these people were his people, like his
Yeah.
types of rotters. He was just coming out of his fucking femboy phase. He was going back to being Vanguard, and he saw that there was no rules in the server,
Mhm.
and how like he had a friend who invited a couple furries, and immediately Tyler, like a fucking barking pit bull, started fucking mauling them and attacking them. It was the
Wasn't that like
first-
everybody? Like
Oh.
nobody liked each
Oh
other. at
yeah,
all.
that
Like,
there
yeah.
that's what started
That's
happening.
probably why it
And-
was so active. It's just like
It's
it's
just
just because
everyone
people
hated
were
each other,
fighting each
yeah.
other.
And Vanguard was trying to get me to. Now that was the shit flowing. That was the shit
That
flowing.
was the shit being
Va-
produced.
Va- Vanguard was trying to get me. Vanguard was actively trying to get me to put rules on that server. And I'd say stuff like, oh, the king said no rules. The king said no rules. That was my excuse.
but
Mommy said no rules or something. Mom, I said, the king said that we can't
Did he
have
ever want
rules.
to talk to me personally?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What'd
And
you tell
I
him?
came up with excuses. all
I'm
over.
also pretty sure that I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Because
Well,
because
lying
I
to
had
all
wanted
of
to.
you.
Because I had wanted to.
I had-
because
I
I
had-
saw it was
okay.
getting so out of hand. I was like,
I
I was
had
like, there's
a-
no way that Nick is okay with this.
I had a monopoly on Nick's fucking information. I had a monopoly.
I
had
literally
contact with
looked
her,
at him one
and
time and I told him that if you saw Shitopia and what it was becoming, you would be disappointed in him.
I said, no, it would be.
I literally told him that you would be disappointed.
I know. Okay, I had a monopoly because I had contact with her and I had contact with Victoria. And I'd slip Victoria a little bit of information on what was going on. Not enough, just like, oh yeah. Yeah, we have the server and I'm managing it how Nick would want to. Can I talk to
you
Nick?
know
Can I
he was
talk
not.
to Nick? Yeah, and I tell people, oh, I heard from the king today. Yeah, do you know what the king says? The king promises great things. Great things are promised, Shitopia. The king promises Shitopia calling. That was what I'd say. I'd say Shitopia calling. The king of Shitopia has announced his royal decree that there will be free dildos for everybody who sides with me. So it's like my monopoly on information is another reason why Shitopia ran so well. It was
Because you just like
thorough.
Just lied.
You
I
just,
just lied
I
to
just
everyone.
lied to
produced
everybody.
information that just didn't
I know,
exist.
and what ended up happening though was Vanguard started caressing me into getting rules, and he started and eventually I did add a couple basic rules because I was like, I can't let that shit. And when I added the basic rules though, there was a fucking riot. It was like a race riot, bro. Everybody fucking people were leaving. People were like threatening me.
I'd assume, I mean,
And it was like because the two agents of chaos in Shitopia, Croy and Tyler, kind of teamed up at that moment and fucking caused as much chaos as possible. And then and then when all that happened, I fucking went back on it. 2 days later, the fucking son of a gun incident happened. The son of a gun, the Midwestern schizophrenic, who was all there to see it. He was kind of in the middle of it. He saw how bullshit the whole thing was, and I gave him a really high ranking role because I trusted him. He was a good friend of mine, and he was like, "This place is a fucking sewer." And it was a sewer. It was made to. That was the point.
he liked it that way.
I loved it being a horrible, degenerate place, and he fucking blew it up. He didn't blow it up. He was in the process of blowing it up. This is why Shitopia went the way it did. If it wasn't for Vanguard, Shitopia would have ended there. Because he went on and fucking the son of a gun deleted all the channels and started banning people, and he had a bunch of people helping him, and
Yeah.
Vanguard noticed it and ended it. If it wasn't for Vanguard, Shitopia would have been gone then. And that's why Vanguard immediately got such a strong control of everybody.
Yeah.
And he started plans to try to get rid of me. And then he got that fucking weird other Discord server that he called the Rus.
Yeah, that.
He was able to just negotiate his way into getting his hands on the Rus, and that was like a server with like 1,000 people in it.
Yeah.
But it was
no, I had
really-
like 500.
It was like Shitopia in its later days, where it was a server that was dormant
Yeah.
that had no real leader. So that's kind of what Shitopia is now,
Right.
Except for Croy
There's
somehow.
still like 2 or like 4 people and they're still active now.
Yeah, I'll look at it in a minute, but
I'm so interested in that now. Like, who owns that shit?
yeah. So what ended up happening to Shitopia was after the fucking Croy incident,
Croy, not Croy, after the Son of Gate incident, he was banished. Vanguard, this next thing, Vanguard had a really straight hole on it, and then Koenig and War started trying to get their dirty little
Yeah.
fucking fingers in there.
And
And then
that's
what-
when I
Oh, and then
showed
what
up.
was that son of a bitch? I still really don't like that guy. Who was one of Vanguard's good friends. And then you were here too.
Chechnya.
Chechnya, yeah,
Yeah.
him, that fucker. I hate him.
Chechnya.
Because those guys, I blame those guys a lot for the fucking destroy. I hated those guys more than I hated you guys, I think. Chechnya?
Well, they were part of my whole thing.
I know,
Because
but-
when it was because I don't know how I ended up in the position that I ended up in. So when I left Shitopia, I left on the behalf of War and Koenig,
I know.
and then as well as what was his name?
Chechnya.
Yeah. So I left on just all of their behalves and ended up in their server, the Legion, which still exists actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just dead because just I don't talk in it, and neither does anyone else. It's been dead for months. I just won't like get rid of it. I still have it, but I somehow ended up. So War owned it.
Mhm.
War was the leader, and War literally just gave it to me. Like War literally just said, "Here, I'm not fit to be a leader. You can have it." So he kept ownership, but he gave me the highest rank like physically possible, and just said, "Here, this is yours now." And I'm
That's-
like, "What?"
Of Shitopia?
No, of the Legion, and which is then what started the whole like Cold War between Legion, Shitopia, and then Vanguard with
Yeah.
like the Rus and everything,
How did
because
Shitopia turn into the war, like, anarchy?
So-
How did that happen, bro?
What ended up happening was Vanguard and Caleb once again teamed up and was like, "This fucking sucks. He won't add any rules
because everything was just falling apart.
Well, yeah, you and fucking Vanguard both were like, Nick would fucking hate this. You were like, Nick would hate this. Vanguard was like, I fucking hate Croy and I fucking hate Tyler. And so they both just kind of both departed and they took their
rebelled.
hordes with them.
Yeah.
And when they took their hordes with them, I was fucking celebrating. We were all so happy. It was like we were so happy. But the thing is, out of all of the shit
Mhm.
that ever happened in the history of Shitopia, and Discord and the server and everything, the only thing I've ever really kept a grudge on was this right here between you and Vanguard. When you guys left Shitopia, I genuinely didn't want to interfere with you guys. At that point, I was like, I looked at the lessons of the past,
Mhm.
and I was like, if I try to fucking interact with these guys or start anything, it's gonna cause a fucking war, and in a war we might win if we really wanted to, but a war I don't feel like going into because I like the server.
Right.
It's a funny fucking server. I like the chaos of it, and I don't want to see it go. I don't know if you guys just did it naturally or if somebody in the server was making sure this happened who I didn't know. But you guys eventually, regardless of my wishes, because I genuinely wanted to stay out of your affairs. You rigged Ball Jr. with a goddamn bomb, and you blew him up.
The problem was that we, at that point, both me and Vanguard agreed that Shitopia was too dangerous to let it still exist.
It was
literally too much of a safety hazard to let it exist. So we set out to find every possible way to get rid of it. So and then and we figured out that we could rig Ball Jr. because since it was in multiple servers, it could be triggered in multiple spots. Like if we rigged the code, and then it would to be and then like if it would get used
the end
in
of Ball
in
Jr.
Shitopia, then it would just like destroy itself. So that's what we had to
So
do.
you
Was
guys
just
were like,
we
Shitopia's harboring terrorists.
I
We gotta
had
get rid of it.
I had Ash like go into Ball Jr.'s code and like screw around with it. And he did, and whenever he did, I guess worked a little too well because it wasn't supposed to, like, my intentions wasn't to have it like completely destroy Ball Jr. It was just
killed-
supposed to destroy the
What
server.
was gonna happen to him after the server was gone?
It was literally it was
No.
literally just supposed to like get rid of the server.
The
Like,
death of Ball Jr. was the death of Shitopia.
I didn't
Yeah.
think
It didn't even do.
I didn't
that-
think that it would like break the bot though. I
Yeah.
thought it would like delete the server or like
No.
delete stuff like in the server
'Kay.
and then just be done.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I lied about this. It did not that much damage to the server.
I didn't think it did.
But I was just so angry that Ball Jr. was gone. At that moment I realized I cared more about the fucking existence of Ball Jr. than I did Shitopia itself.
I mean,
I was so pissed that you guys did a little bit of damage. You destroyed one of our fucking colonies. I remember that, but I didn't care about that. I cared that Ball Jr. was fucking kaput. And I tried for 2 months to resurrect Ball Jr.
We got damn well close. Me and Sicily, because at that point it was Croy O'Neill got feted, he got raided, and he was gone. You guys were gone. We didn't want anything to do with you, so it was just it kind of turned into a Tylerite server. It turned into Tyler. At that point, we wanted Ball back, so we were trying to get Ball back, and we got close a couple times, but I just couldn't find the scrolls. Because Ball Jr., the original Ball Jr., was coded off of pouring in all of the fucking stupid ass stories Nick wrote. It being in Shitopia and getting to know the people, it liking people and it disliking people. Sergeant Asshole was a big part of it.
Sergeant Asshole was the
Big-
greatest thing ever. Man, I wish I still had Sergeant
without
Asshole.
without all of that, Ball Jr. just couldn't. It just couldn't exist. You
No.
couldn't get those memories back. That was the sad part.
No, it was
And
just done for.
The Ball Jr. was gone, and Shitopia. What happened to Shitopia is this would have been now late 24. I gave Shitopia to Sicily, and I tried to fucking breathe life into Shitopia for the next 6 months of my life.
What? Okay, so after Ball like died, what happened to Shitopia after that?
Nick came back for one. When the king returned to Shitopia, though, that was after Ball died and after everything terrible happened.
Yeah.
And so he came back, and he was. I know Nick was expecting something great. I know he was, but when he got to Shitopia, it was just pretty much Tyler at that point.
It was
Tyler, and Tyler never really cared for the whole king thing, and so I tried to force. Yeah, it was really just Tyler. And I mean, Tyler has his own humor, but just Tyler itself was boring. Shitopia grew stale when Nick came back. Everything already happened. And I tried to get the shit flowing. I tried to excite people, but I just couldn't excite Tyler.
right.
Unless I said, like, fucking Oscar. No, he was just the main guy. Unless I said, like, Oscar booby rape or something. The king wasn't going to stimulate him. Ace was excited a little bit. I remember Ace was excited. Some people were excited. You remember that? But then we all got in a group chat with the voice chat with those few who were still excited to see you. And then you just were like, these guys fucking suck. Let's just go into a private chat. And that right there is that was the fucking coal that killed the Shardy. That was the shit that killed Shitopia.
Think about it. They waited all that
They
time.
waited all that time for the person they were waiting for.
Fuck
to
you
just-
guys.
These guys suck.
That was what killed
This
Shitopia.
this is why I rotted in
I could
for 6 months
Yeah.
waiting. This is what I come back
know.
to.
the heat
What
death
the
of
fuck?
Shitopia that happened after was I tried my fucking damnedest to. Tyler got in a fight with me and Sicily and left. So it was just me and Sicily, and everybody was just. It was like a heat death. It still had a bunch of members, but there was only 3 people active. We thought of different ways to bring the server back. Then I started trying to date people in
What?
person at the time.
and I was like, I cannot let any women find Shitopia.
No.
And that's when I was starting to tell you every time you called me, I was like, bro,
Get rid of it.
you gotta get rid of Shitopia, bro. Let it die.
So finally, when I went out on a date with Ashley, I was like, I need to get rid of Shitopia. So I gave it to Sicily.
And then he gave it to. Who did he give it to? Did he give it to someone?
Okay, Hope. We'll get to that in a minute.
That's not important now. All right.
What is important is around this time. This is when we started fucking. Actually, let's get to where fuck. Oh fuck! I just fried shit. Let's get to where Caleb is in this timeline, starting at the where Shitopia, where you guys left Shitopia.
I was in the Legion. I led the Legion for the next almost full year,
Wow.
roughly. Because that was what that was when did Ball Ball like die? Like around like what time was that?
It was not August. It was September, October, November.
Of what year? 24.
Yes.
Okay.
Nick came back in December.
And around when did we leave?
You guys
Shitopia?
left all the way back in like September, I think.
Of like the previous year?
No, of 24. This
Oh,
all
okay.
happened in 24.
Okay, so all right, so I held on to, well actually, let's see. I can probably look back and see when exactly the Legion fell apart because I still have the Legion server. But I led the Legion for a very long time. And I had it, so if it was from about August of 24 was when we all separated, right? It was like around that time. I took over Legion around that time, late 24. I had it up until summer of 25. And I held on to it for quite a while. I grew it. It became a pretty active place. It was I would say better than ADIR was.
Yeah.
It was definitely better. It was a much better community. We had a good
We
had good fun.
Discord wise, the second real time around, we had a lot more fun with
Oh
it.
yeah, no. Legion was decently active, but then around towards the end, the last like month or 2 months, Chechnya, he started to like rebel. Him and Vanguard started to like freak out a little bit and just fucking tweak. And Chechnya wanted to get control and stuff, and I had it. And he didn't really care for how things were. He never really did. So he kind of split the server in half.
Mm.
Splitting it in half killed it. It was, think of it like the American Civil War. They seceded and just both sides kind of fell apart. But instead of how it was in the Civil War, they never really came back together. They just kind of all fell apart, and then that was that. And the end came in August of 25, like the end of August in 25. And that was it. It died. It fully died then. It hasn't been active since.
I gave Shitopia to Sicily in August of 25 too. So I guess
everything. So I don't think anyone really like won that war. We defeated Ball Ball Jr., but that is my greatest accomplishment. Is I defeated Ball Ball Jr.
That whole thing was just I don't know, like a failure for everyone.
Yeah,
I think the greatest, the worst.
There was no winner of that,
Yeah.
but I can still proudly say that I defeated Ball Ball Jr.
I think the real person who won in Shitopia. I know there was one person who fucking had to have won, who gained something from it.
because I mean we all gained stuff from it, but then we all lost everything.
Yeah, like we gained stuff for a little bit of time, and then it all.
I think the
died.
biggest benefactors of the of Shitopia was probably War, Croy, and Sicily. Not Tyler, Sicily. Sicily, I think, actually, in my eyes, was the true winner of Shitopia.
Yeah.
Because I gave control of it to him, but he didn't really care enough. But it's really where I got him. I guess what I won from Shitopia was Sicily. Sicily has been one of my best like online friends ever, genuinely.
Yeah.
And he's a cool guy. I met a lot of people through there. He met a lot of people through there. It's good connection making. Now we're in August of 25.
Yeah.
Happened after that was, well, I don't you kind of stayed to your Bedrock server.
Yeah,
I've never really been involved in it. I'm in the server and I join this group chat. But
I have what we now call the Goldman Mafia.
yeah.
That is my whole like collection of people. That's my thing now.
We put the server, the Minecraft server, the Realm,
Mhm.
we put it on Java,
I know.
and we've all been playing on it since about Christmas time of 25 to
Mhm.
now, off and on. This is something we did in it one day. I think I've showed you this video,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, I think. I think I did see this.
Yeah. Nick, I don't know if you were here too, but it was.
On the video?
You weren't in the video. I don't think you were here when we did this.
Yeah, this
but
one just
it
got
was
blown up.
so fucking
When you
funny.
blew it up, yeah, I remember it.
Oh yeah,
I definitely remember this.
yeah. Poor old Vincent, bro.
He loved this.
Oh, he loved this. I loved this. It was quite a shit
Did
show.
your shit just crash?
Yeah, it did. Anyways, we went back to the server and we put create on it.
Valhalla in 2026. I don't think I watched this.
This was just a random video I made. We can watch this after our interview, but this kind of shows what we turned Valhalla into. Because in our server, we kind of started focusing on Valhalla again.
Yeah.
Because Clykelm was the center of attention for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's a good city. We'll come back to it, but it's been focused on. That's why we've been focusing on Valhalla.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice place where we can build stuff. And that's just, I guess that leads us to now. Because nowadays, we don't really have that much time anymore in our personal lives for bullshit.
Nope.
No.
I can't micromanage. I mean, I found other things to micromanage in my life. Like my relationship with Lily that ended today.
Mm-hmm.
I
have my life with Lex.
Your life with Lex.
My life.
Your life with
My job, my future. I graduated. I have my own stuff now.
Yep.
And I guess us meeting each other all in person
Yeah.
kind of marks the end of the fucking LARP era, honestly.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
end
we'll
of
still
the,
try to LARP whenever we can, but we just don't have the fucking time to do it anymore.
the end of the decade.
Don't have time to do it. We know each other in person anymore now. We can't call each other online friends.
No, we can't.
We know each
that's
other
the
in
end of
person.
that.
We're buddies.
Yeah.
We're not people we know online.
Long distance friends.
So, Goldstray, that's Alex Hoffine. It's nice to meet
It's
you.
nice to meet you, sir.
So,
Caleb Howard.
Caleb Holler.
What about the questions?
Oh yeah, the questions. All right, let's get
Okay.
the
The
questions.
Q&A.
The Q&A.
Q&A.
Start your questions.
Ask away.
We'll take
Okay,
turns around the
So, where's my phone?
Ask away.
I think
Oh,
Vanguard had a question. Are you still angry over Van Buren?
That was such a long time ago. I've moved on.
You've moved on.
I have bigger issues than that. I mean, at the time it pissed me off, but
Yeah.
it's a Minecraft server. Like, who the hell cares?
Any questions you got?
Not really. I'm just scared to see what you two have come up
Yeah.
with.
Damien,
Oh,
questions?
I didn't think of any.
All right, let's see what Nick got.
See what Nick has. Scared.
Alright, this one's from Michael. Do you think there's a correlation between the 3 out of 5 people that have shit under their nails and the 2 out of 5 people that bite their nails? Do they like the taste of it? What do you think?
I mean,
I
mean-
wasn't just biting my nails.
there might be just weird ass people. I mean, there's always weird ass people that just like strange as fuck things. So I
like
mean,
shit.
it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the percentage of that would be out of the population, but I'm sure there has to be someone in the world that oddly finds that
Good.
okay.
Yep.
This one's from Jerry Springer. A rabbi and a young cracker went to the mall to get their herd on and talk about their vicious sex lives. The rabbi likes the feeling of melted almond chocolate bars between his ass cheeks. One of these statements is fundamentally improbable.
What?
A rabbi doesn't like anything that's not missionary sex because that's the way God intended.
That's all on that?
Okay.
Yeah. Is the next one from Skippy Willie?
There is one from Skippy Willie.
Okay. Man, do you remember Skippy Willie?
I don't remember.
You don't?
I don't.
He was
I don't know.
awesome, bro. Wish he would be here with us.
This one's from Farty. What do you think about Donald Trump falling through on his promise to start gaslighting fat people by slowly narrowing their door frames every time they leave their houses? And then when they can no longer get into their houses, tell them they just got fatter.
I don't think he's a Make America Healthy Again. I think he's a lighter. I think we need to fucking gaslight people, bro. I think I'm really mad that he hasn't fucking.
We need to start
gone on
inventing
that campaign
triple
promise.
doors.
Yeah.
Forget the double door shit. We're gonna it's getting to the point where we're gonna have to start putting a garage door where the front door is.
Yeah.
Probably.
And because that'll just people are just gonna be too big
Yeah.
to get through the fucking doors.
Oh, here we go. Skippy Willie. What would win in a battle? A tarantula or a spatula?
Spatula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damien?
Spatula's kind of flimsy. Tarantula might be too big for her.
Yeah, you're right.
I
I
guess.
don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know what type of. Okay, I guess this question. This is from Martha.
Martha.
3 people sat in. I guess she's like a math student, math teacher or something. I don't know. 3 people sat in a room: a black, a white, and a transgender. How many cookies does Billy have lodged in his throat?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
271,000.
Holy shit! I know that.
It's not 6 million. That's
Yeah,
improbable.
I don't know.
67,842.
This is from Dr. Fauci's associate. This is kind of deep. Dr. Pepper released new evidence proving that pointing at severely disabled people and laughing has an 89% chance of making them feel better.
We had the same idea.
I feel awesome.
This is great.
Awesome.
I love my life.
Yeah. I didn't just fucking dump my girlfriend who cheated on me, but I'm just feeling awesome, bro.
I work at a fucking McDonald's.
This one's from Ronald Reagan. Wait, never mind.
Oh yeah, because he's dead.
His cousin.
His cousin.
If I beat the shit out of someone and then use the shit to pack back into their mouth like a bearing and wait until it comes back out their asshole, do you think this would be nice or naughty?
I think that's a good one. Naughty.
I think that gets them an extra Christmas present under the tree.
Yeah. Probably.
I think that gets them like a pat on the back and like a cookie or something.
This one's from Fishy Larry. What do you think on the new batch of fishes using fish hooks for abortions?
What?
What?
Yeah.
Next question.
Skip. Draw forward.
How much shit people could you face in a shit battle?
Race war.
Well, that was all the questions.
That was all the questions?
Yep.
All right. This has been live from Central Islip, New York. Zane234 and
Goldman.
Goldstray MC.
Skippy Willie in the background.
And Skippy Willie. So, yeah, that Skippy. Holy shit, has that been Skippy Willie this whole time?
Oh,
Bring him out. Bring him out.
round of applause, please, for
And
Skippy
our
Willie.
special guest, Skippy Willie. All right. All right, that's a wrap.